fucking microphone so much better than me.
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah, because I'm held nasally because I've got deviated septums.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, it's so weird. But we were just talking before. This is Lucas. I only knew him as Cool Hand Tattoos before this.
Hey, guys.
But yeah, we were just talking and I realised that I'm not nearly as motivated as I should be in life. You're probably one of the most motivated people I've had on the podcast so far.
Oh, I don't know about that. You've had some good lads on.
Yeah, you're a bit of a workhorse though. So Lucas is a tattooist. What's your parlour? When did you start? All that jazz.
Okay, Cool Hand Tattoos in Semaphore. Started that business about 2 years ago. Prior to that, I was in another independent private studio that fell apart. Didn't work out so well. Business partners, all that sort of stuff. Started when I was about 41, I reckon. Just getting into it.
Which is great. That's like it's a crazy change of profession,
mate. Insane. Because
it's a lifestyle change. Like it's not just
it was huge,
it's
mate.
Not just a work change.
Yeah. Well, the day I came home, cheers, mate, and told me missus that it was potentially on. She was like, oh, I don't know about that. Like we're earning good money and all that sort of stuff. But the funny thing was, mate, that I only ever wanted to be a tattoo artist as a kid. That's all I ever wanted to be.
No shit.
Yeah.
Always into art, drawing.
Yeah, I always started collecting like tattoo magazines and that sort of stuff. And like my old man's got the old school tats and always found it, pretty impressive. And I just drew tats, mate, just flat out. And I've still got them. Like I've still got the drawings from when I was 12.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah, crazy. And then, life just fucking
passes you.
Yeah. Like you end up doing other stuff. And back then, like, how are you going to get a fucking apprenticeship as a tattoo artist?
It was a very different environment back then too. It wasn't as it wasn't as artistic.
Yeah, well, I mean, it was pretty much, whatever's on the wall. And, it was just bikey run. So how many artists were involved in there, in the industry then anyway? And where I grew up, it was a pretty fucking brutal place.
Did you grow up in Adelaide?
No, I grew up in Melbourne.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in a place called Heidelberg.
No, I'm not familiar with it.
You wouldn't want to be, mate.
Sticks?
Oh, bad. It was pretty much like Elizabeth, but way fucking worse.
The slums in Victoria and in New South Wales are a lot worse than South Australia's. I don't think if people haven't been to like areas like Mount Druitt or like where you're talking about, like people have a false sense that Adelaide's bad. When you go to Elizabeth, it's like a holiday camp compared to some parts.
Well, I've been through Elizabeth and like it just tastes the same.
Yeah.
There's that same twang. There's that just uncomfortable. And mate, my mum's a single mum, 3 kids, commission home, rock on, $30 a week.
Yeah, fuck.
So that's it, mate.
Mm.
And I remember, like the first day we moved in there, mate, and I bawled my eyes out, mate. I was like, 13 years of age, thinking, fuck, this is us now. Like, this is our life.
Just part of the system.
It's horrid. Like you look out your window, mate, you didn't need to have a VHS because action was on the street.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And it was mental. Like my brother, he was a pretty big lad, mate. He wouldn't fucking walk outside.
Yeah.
He stayed at home, like majority of his teenage years. Whereas I just went, fuck it.
Take the bull by the horns.
Well, you just got to be part of it, mate. Like you got to survive. And the first day we were there, I remember walking down to the deli. I get 2 blocks from me home, and there's a legit full street fight happening in the street. Crowds of people just fucking smash that gun, fucking heads on the ground.
Oh.
And I'm like 13 years of old, and I'm watching. I'm like, this is us. This is it. Like, you better do something about it, mate. So it's either, stand up and become part of it, or just get fucking swallowed up.
And that's the thing in those kind of communities. You kind of have to just grow up a bit quicker and fucking just handle it. Or else you're going to get swallowed in those communities and end up being like a statistic or just another person.
Mate, that's pretty much how it ended up being. By the time I was 15, 16, I'd left home, and like me mates were just criminals, mate. Like you had no, like where were you getting your money from?
And do you know what? It's not their fault.
Oh no, it's not.
Like that's the thing. A lot of people see them like, they could just like they're what fucking wankers. It's not their fault. Like a lot of people, I had a good upbringing,
Yeah, right.
So like I had a relatively good upbringing. We never went without food. We didn't have to worry about like money. But everyone has different struggles. But I don't understand the same struggle as say like you would have. Like it's a different mentality.
Yeah,
and that's probably attributed to your success as an adult too, because you don't want to go back to that fucking life.
Absolutely. But the funny thing was, mate, like I was an A grade student before we moved into that area, and life was fucking beautiful, mate. But then
that would have been even worse.
That's why I was bawling my eyes out, because I knew that life was about to be turned on its ass. And anyway, left home 15, 16, got a job, saved up a little bit of money, what I could, and like I said, my mates were crooks, mate, like straight up crooks. I'm like, like do burgs and steal people's cars. I just I didn't have it in me, mate, to do it. And then, like there was a lot of violence back then, and I just couldn't fucking be part of it, mate. So I just packed up my bags and headed to Darwin when I was about 17.
Darwin.
Yeah. Landed in Darwin, and mate, all I had was me fucking skateboard, and there's no skating in Darwin, especially back then. Fucking ridiculous. Looked like the biggest clown. Anyway, I sold me skateboard, and I managed to get a job as an apprentice in the printing industry, and that just changed everything for me, mate. All of a sudden, bang, I've got a career, and things were good, and that was back before computers were around, so it was pretty intense. And then sort of computers came into the industry, and all the old boys went, fuck, that shit won't last.
Yeah, my brother's a printer.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, like a lithographic printer.
Labels.
Oh, right,
Label
okay.
printer.
Yeah, nice. Good coin.
Yeah, he he's left his job as a printer now. Now he does like the consulting for colours of prints. Oh, so he's got an office now, so he's finally out of the factory.
Yeah, right.
So he starts that soon.
Okay.
So yeah, but it's hard yakka.
Well, mate, back then it was like one of the best paying jobs you could possibly have, because there was just so much money involved in it. And then, like I said, the computers sort of started to come into the industry, make it a little bit easier. And all the old boys were like, fucking stick the young kid on the computer. We don't want to know nothing about it. So I got pushed right into it just as it was happening, and just fucking excelled. And just left everybody behind. And then I got a chick pregnant, and she wanted to keep it, and I was fucking 20 years of age. I was like, all right, it looks like this is me now this time round, and I've got to do what I've got to do.
Yeah.
And like there was some pretty hectic shit involved. She was married. She was older.
Jesus
mate,
Christ.
I was just a kid.
The plot thickens.
Mate, I was just a kid. And it was, he was ex-rebels, full on.
Just all the boxes ticked.
Mate, and I'm like, I'm fucking dead. This dude's just going to throw me in the Adelaide River. Anyway, I managed to get out of there. I just got the fuck out of Dodge with her, pregnant, halfway through my apprenticeship, moved to Brisbane. And mate, I got this older woman pregnant. I'm like, I'm going to be a dad. This is what I got to do now. So I honestly just went, I'm going to be a dad.
And this would have all been in the 90s? 80s, late 80s, 90s?
Late 90s, yeah.
Yeah, late 90s.
Yeah, yep. So, good times.
Yeah.
But, I just accepted the fact that that's what I was going to do. My old man scooted town when I was just a kid. Had nothing to do with him really much. I was like, I don't want to be that. I want to be like me and this lad right beside each other, walking the face of the earth. No worries. And it wasn't like, I certainly wasn't in love with her, but, well, this is me lot now. I've got to do what I've got to do. So by the time he was like, and I'd finished my apprenticeship and was killing it, doing pretty well, and she came from Adelaide. So I was like, well, I know that we're not going to stay together, but he and I are, like my boy and me, we're inseparable. So I was like, let's move to Adelaide and we'll see if we can give it a crack, which I knew that wasn't going to happen. But at least her family was here.
And you'd be able to see your child.
Yeah. So moved down here. I got no family here at all. It's just him and I and, her family. And they accepted me into their family anyway. Knowing the fact that I was doing the right thing by our lad. And that's how I ended up here, mate, and stayed here. And I started in the industry down here, and I realised that everywhere I went, people just fucking believed my bullshit, mate. Whether it was bullshit or not, everything that I said to back myself, people in Adelaide went, rock on, man. Here you go.
Yeah.
So after a while, I'm like, the companies I'm working for, I just fucking kept getting better and better. And then in the end, I just started to go around to all these other little printing firms because I was lithography, so pre-press.
Yeah.
Right. And the whole game was changing into digital. And I'm like, well, I got all these like mid-tier printing businesses that I'm doing work for. So I just selected them all together, put a business plan together, and then just went to the bank and went, well, I'm going to start a business. Got nearly $1 million to start the business. Started the first digital pre-press business in Norwood. Killing it. So there's me and my son growing up together. No worries. Everything's awesome. And then, like, the industry itself started to take a massive dive. Like, from what I started to when, like, 5 years in, mate, I was making half the money I was when I started.
Is that because of a lot of things would be outsourced to different countries?
Well, yeah, exactly, mate. Like, fucking spot on. Like, everyone was just like,
That will always fucking confuse me.
Dude, that's why we're fucked
I
now.
just don't understand why they've taken. Yeah, you get cheaper labour and stuff, but you're putting Australians out of jobs, and you're making it so fucking hard to. Like my brother-in-law's in the crayfish business.
Yeah, right.
He's got the largest shark license in Australia. Him and his brothers.
Okay.
And I think they got 12 or 11 boats, and they also have a big crayfish quota as well. And the first thing that China cut off was crayfish being imported in.
Yeah, right.
And that's one of their biggest imports. Like my I don't know the exact numbers, but they buy crayfish like maybe $30 to $40 more a kilo than Australians.
Wow.
So, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
Like how China especially have like capped the market, so we're fucked without them now, and they've taken all of our infrastructure.
But don't you reckon that's kind of why, like, everything's starting to get a little bit fucked now?
It's horrible now. I don't know how I'm fine. I'll be fine. I know you'll probably be fine.
Well, see, this is
but
another
there's
thing
a lot
as
of
well.
people that aren't.
This is another thing as well, mate. Like when, COVID, can we say that word? Because I know.
Yeah, COVID. You can say COVID.
Because
it fucking nailed everyone,
mate. And like when it happened, I said to me missus, I was like,
"You just opened up your fucking parlour,
mate." That's even worse because we just picked up the keys, right? And like we had all this money saved to start the business, and it had taken us fucking years, mate, to find a premises where they went, yeah, cool, no worries. Like imagine me rocking up to you as a commercial business property owner. What do you want to do? Oh, we want to start a tattoo business. And they will just go, fuck.
Bad time for that.
Well, not so much that.
Yeah.
Like this was prior to it even
Oh,
occurring.
really?
Like nobody knew
They
this
were
was
worried,
coming.
obviously, about bikie affiliation.
Exactly.
Because it has a bad stigma attached to it.
Because we're a conservative kind of a state, and it still does
it's
have that.
It's getting a lot better, though. I
for
feel.
sure.
Yeah.
Mate, like I said, mate, it's more women now than it is, like, mate, the bikies don't exist anymore.
Not in the tattoo world. Oh, not that I'm aware of at all.
Not at all, mate.
Yeah.
Like, really, as far as the industry, it's turned completely on its head.
I was worried initially so for anyone who doesn't know, I think it was maybe 6 years ago they brought in the laws.
Yeah, about
So
8. Yeah, it was about 5 years ago, I reckon.
5, 6, anywhere in the last 7 to 5 years. So initially there was no laws on bikies owning tattoo parlours, and tattoo parlours, funnily enough, were an excellent.
Yeah.
It's one of the only cash model businesses available.
Yeah.
That isn't sus, and you're dealing with lump sums of fucking money. People are spending $2,000. Like the influx of cash is crazy.
Yeah.
So it was a great place for bikies to launder money. So a lot of parlours in South Australia and around Australia generally were owned by bikies. I was worried initially when they were closing them all down that every Tom, Dick and Harry would just start opening up tattoo parlours and fucking butcher people.
Well, that kind of happened a little bit.
At the start, it did,
Yeah.
but it's fizzled out now.
But I think, like, mate, the standard of work is so
It's
fucking
incredible.
high.
It's incredible.
If you're not good, mate, you're not getting shit.
Especially in South Australia. The tattooists in South Australia are fucking phenomenal.
You know what else, mate? What is it with Adelaide, mate? Best BJJ practitioners.
It's crazy, and
Like, what the fuck?
it's so slept on. Adelaide's got
Yeah.
like great combat sports. It's got great tattoos, and like it's got great restaurants now and wine culture.
sure.
Like you can go anywhere and get nice food here now. It's a nice spot, but that's why I think during COVID, Adelaide just went in price because everyone from all these other
For
states
sure,
were
for
like,
sure.
fuck, have a look at Adelaide. It's so cheap and like...
Yeah.
I'm only 30 minutes from the CBD here. If this was in Melbourne, this would be a fucking $2 million house. You know what I mean?
Insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah. But yeah, back to
your story.
Back to getting the cops out of the industry.
Oh, yes.
You know, thankfully the government stepped in. Otherwise, I wouldn't have a studio.
Mm.
And half of, you know, everybody else that are artists, there's no fucking way, mate. It's not going to happen.
Mm.
Even with where I am, like, I went to the guy who's not too far from me and just went, look, mate, I'm just going to start up around the corner. Like, you know, respect. What we do is not what you do. And, you know, just to make sure that everything's fucking cool. But, mate, like, people are just opening them up around the corner from everyone else now.
Mm. My first tattoo was up near Semaphore Way. Or not the Semaphore, actually. It was in Port Adelaide.
Oh, Black Diamond?
No, it was Burn in Hell.
Oh.
Yeah.
Righto.
That was a funny place.
Fuck,
That was
wow.
a fucking place.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met this girl, and I was an apprentice chef back then, and obviously
Okay.
I wasn't coined up, so she was like, I'll tattoo you cheap.
Yeah.
And she was a good tattooist and stuff. She's a bit fucking twitchy and a bit like, how
Okay.
you going? But I was like, all right. So she tattooed my ribs and all that for me, real cheap, but fucking hell, that was a weird spot.
Yeah.
They used to tattoo homeless people to practice on.
No way.
Yeah, they used to rip homeless people off the street and let their apprentices blast them for free. So there'd be all these homeless people walking around with heaps of tattoos down in Port Adelaide.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's mental. But anyway, like I had me printing business
So that was slowly on the decline.
massively because of what you said. You know, you could get a quote here for having like your menus done or your books, or if you were to do like a cookbook, have it quoted at Finsbury, which is the biggest printing shop in Adelaide. It'd be 25K. You can get it done in Singapore for 7.5.
It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer, mate. So, like, if I'm having advertising agencies coming to me to reproduce their artwork, and then the quote that I give them is 3 times what they can get in Singapore, fucking see you later, mate.
Mm.
You're not getting the work. So, you know, you had to be part of it. You're destroying your own industry, but you had no choice but to be part of it. Us, mate.
And they're so prompt, probably, and like
Dude,
to the T.
Unreal.
Yeah.
So that destroyed my business. But at the time, I had one of the medium-level printing businesses owed me like 250K, and they kept just going like, yeah, next month. Yeah, next month. And I'm like, motherfucker,
It's a
mate.
chunk.
That's huge.
It's a big chunk.
Yeah, massive. And it was just getting worse and worse and worse. 90 days, mate, that's now 270, blah, blah, blah. And I just, mate, you got to buy me out. Otherwise, I'm just going to send you broke. If I come after that money, like, your company's fucked.
Mm.
So they bought me out, and I had a house at the same time, and I just met this girl, and I sold my house, I sold the business, and we went into a farm together. So we started breeding horses, running cattle.
In South Australia?
Yeah, up in Harndorf.
Fucking oath.
Bro.
You own you bought a property there.
With her.
Do you still have it?
No.
Oh, how many acres was it?
70.
Fuck. Oh,
That's prime.
Fucking crazy.
Like prime.
That's $3-4 million right there.
Easy now. Easy.
Plus,
Easy.
if it had a nice house on it, maybe 6.
It had an average house, like a real average house.
But by the time you do it up,
Mate,
that's fucking crazy.
we spent 600K
Is that it?
on fencing, horses,
Oh,
cattle,
fuck.
like infrastructure. Yeah.
So it was set up, ready to go.
Mate, it was unreal. When we first sort of
How much
started
was the
out,
property, if you don't mind me asking?
1.2.
That's fucking phenomenal. Like, it's crazy.
But this is, you got to think.
That's a lot of money.
This is, mate, I was 30.
So it was in early 2000s?
Yeah, so I was like, early 2000s.
Don't get me wrong, 1.2 was fucking heaps of money.
Bro.
But compared to now, if you're looking at long-term investments, that's almost 10 times. And do you know what I mean?
But even then, mate, like, you still didn't quite realise
yeah, if
the
hindsight.
extent of what's to come. All in all,
Yeah.
we put everything into each other at the time, and like it was just a bare farm, and then like we had a fair bit of equity involved, and we were breeding. Like we started, I'm like, okay, if we're going to do a business model to keep this place afloat, you know, because mate, it costs a fucking fortune, mate, and you have to have money coming in hard.
Yeah, especially fucking when you're dealing with livestock and all that.
Yeah. So we got like 50 head of cattle. So you turn them over.
Which is a very small amount. Like
well, for that size of property, because we wanted to breed horses as well, 50 head's a bit too much.
Oh, really? For the dedicated land you had for them?
Exactly, because you have to rotate the whole property
Yeah.
from one half to the other half from year to year, and then just cycle. Otherwise, the whole thing's just fucking dead, and nobody's getting fed, and then you're fucked.
Yeah.
So we started to get the business rolling, and we had some equity, and I'm like, well, the kind of horses that I want to breed, I need to bring a stallion in from Portugal.
$100,000.
250.
Fuck. For just a sperm?
No.
For the horse. Okay.
The horse, not so much the horse, but everything that was involved to get the horse here.
Logistically, like all the fees, the
And then
quarantines, all this shit.
Mate, quarantine $250 a day.
Fuck.
For 3 weeks by 3.
But say that you get I don't know what the female term, like if you get the female horse pregnant from the stallion, how much is one?
About 60.
Really? How many per litre, roughly?
Well, it takes 12 months to make one.
Oh, so they're slow. Like you can't just pump out litters.
No.
Right.
It takes 10 years to get a good horse.
Are these race horses?
No, dressage horses.
Dressage horses. The dressage community is fucking insane.
Oh, mental.
They are so crazy.
Yeah. But like all horse people are pretty fucking freaky, mate.
Good friend of mine, Youngie. Shout out to Youngie. He met a girl and she's into horse like dressage and all that, and he's married to her now. Now he's gotten into it.
Yeah, right.
And he just is a fucking Fruit Loop with horses now.
That was me, mate.
Like he just knows everything about them.
Yep.
Like it's crazy.
Yeah. Well, I went full tilt. Like went from being a printer.
Just went all in on
just
horses.
Went all in on horses.
Being a farmer. It's a good lifestyle.
Mate, it was the best. But like I didn't have a day off for 10 years, mate.
It's very hard work.
But I wanted to know everything that I could about the animals. And one of the most things that you have to take care of is their feet. So I did like a weekend course as a farrier.
Is that like nailing on the shoe, ripping
yeah.
off the shoe, cleaning out? I got
Exactly.
obsessed with those videos on TikTok.
Well, that's, mate, So I did a weekend course with this old fella who was a master farrier, and he was like 80 at the time. And I come in, paid for, 2-day course with him, and there's like 5 horses and all these couples that want to learn how to with me horse, and they were just fucking shit. And I just went gung-ho and shod everyone's fucking horse, mate.
Really?
Over that weekend.
It'd be deterring fucking cutting it. You'd feel like you're hurting it at first, but I guess you get used to it. Like,
yeah, but it's one of those things, mate, like when you know what you're doing.
It's like clipping a fucking toenail.
It's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Even though there's some, like if you fuck up, mate, it's bad.
Yeah.
Like real bad. Anyway, so I do this fucking 2-day course with this bloke and shoe everyone's horse. He calls me up 2 days later and he's like, mate, I've never had anyone go so hard in a weekend to want to learn so much. Come back next weekend. And I'm like, oh yeah, all right, cool. So I come back next weekend and I learn more. And he's pat me on the back, mate. Yeah, fuck it. You're good. And I was still running my printing business at the time because there was this transition between me selling it to you and then me leaving. So I'm driving to town, right? On my way to town, I'm shoeing 2 horses, doing a full day's work, driving home. On the way home, shoe 2 horses on the way home, right? Because people start seeing my horses and like, fuck you. Like, yeah, that's me. Like, I reckon you can, come and take care of mine. Because it's one of those things, mate. There's no one around that's doing it that's, reliable. I pride myself on, I'll be there, no worries. So on the way to work and on the way home, I'm earning twice what I am sitting in my own.
That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah. So in the end, like he's just hit me up. He's like, mate, why don't you just do an apprenticeship with me? And I'm like, yeah, I got my business, I don't know. And then after a while, I'm like, I'm earning too much money doing this, and I'm fucking loving it,
and you're
mate.
enjoying it.
Yeah, loving it, mate. Because I'm working with horses, I'm working with good people for the most part, and just like learning fucking so much, which just fed me soul, mate. And I went from being a master in the printing game to now being bottom rung here and just wanting to.
Yeah, it's been like it seems to be like a contingent, like every X amount of years you kind of end up back at the bottom just relearning again. It seems to be like a common theme in your life.
Well, it's funny you should say that you're a chef because I think that's my next thing.
Oh, don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Don't do it. If you love cooking, don't do it.
Well, yeah, no shit.
Because I still love cooking, but I think that is I love cooking and I love being a chef. Like I would love to go back to it one day when I don't need money.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
see, I think that's where it sort of works out well for me.
When you don't need money and you're doing it like non-financial reasons,
Yeah.
I think it's good because you don't get paid the best. But it's a fucking soul-crushing job
So
sometimes.
bad, huh?
Sometimes
So
if you work, depending what kitchen you're in, the intensity of it.
Yeah.
Like, because I was working in some nice fucking spots.
Yeah, right.
Like, I was always in fine dining generally,
Fuck yeah.
and like real high-level kitchens. And the every year,
Right.
and much I was like, I just need a break
Like,
because
did
I
you
was doing it since I was 16. I was doing it for like 10 years. Or
Did you
something.
make head chef? Like,
No, I never wanted to be.
Yeah,
I
it's
never.
crazy,
It's
huh?
just too much. That was too
Yeah.
much for me.
yeah.
It's too much, but it's nice. But cooking's fucking endless though. It's like it's like jiu-jitsu. It's an endless hobby. It's an
sure.
endless passion.
For sure.
It's like jiu-jitsu or any combat sport or anything really, any endeavor. It's a never-ending fucking journey.
Yeah, well, that's kind of like I love to cook, and I probably should have said not chefing,
Cooking,
Yeah.
yeah. That's completely different.
Yeah.
Because you obviously cook a lot at home.
Fuck, I love it, mate.
Yeah.
I
Oh, you
love it.
posted Fuck, you got a wood oven.
Yeah, man,
You got a wood oven,
dude.
mate. When I was growing up, so my parents came here. I'm gonna fuck up the dates. My dad moved here in like '74 or something because of the war
right.
over in Cyprus. So he moved down. My mum moved down. They're from the same village.
Fuck, how hardcore, huh?
Yeah, hardcore. And they moved to Australia. Didn't have any family here or anything.
Wow.
So, but in Morphettville, there was a fair big Greek community, and it was all my family.
Okay.
So my granddad used to live here. We used to live 3 houses down. Then across the road was my auntie, and directly next door to my auntie was my other auntie.
That is so fucking great.
It was
mate.
the funniest shit
That's
ever.
the best.
But that's how we grew up, so
Yeah.
it was normal for us.
Yeah.
So my granddad, we'd all go to my granddad's, and he'd have a wood oven. But we used to make Cypriot wood ovens made out of clay,
Okay.
so it's a clay oven. But it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But he used to put like half a side of lamb in there,
Oh.
and potatoes with tomato and like oregano, lemon. It was so. And then you posted that. I was like, fuck! It looked good too. You can cook.
Oh yeah.
Like you can cook.
Yeah. Well, see, when I had me lad Ezra, I said to myself, like, because I grew up with no nutrition, mate.
Oh really?
Zero,
Just
mate. Fucking
normal,
whatever you
like
get out of
brought up
can.
Australian household.
Worse.
Yeah.
Like way worse.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that much money anyway. You know what I mean? So
Just made do. She just made do with what she had, kind of thing.
you made fucking do, mate, with whatever you could catch or kill. It was pretty bad. So, like, I remember seeing photos of myself when I was like 14. I'm like, fucking hell, that's one malnourished cunt. Like, I should probably be 6'2".
Yeah, right.
So when I had me lad, I'm like, I want to fucking make sure that he eats good
Mm.
and understands good nutrition.
Did you say his name was Ezra?
Ezra, yeah. And then just went fucking full tilt, mate, on wanting to learn how to cook. And then, you know, you'd cook for people and they're like, fuck, this
It's
is
a
unreal.
very good feeling.
It's
an
unreal.
amazing feeling.
It's like probably one of my favourite things to do is to have a whole bunch of me lads around, or anyone for that matter,
and then enjoy the food.
and just it's the best.
That's the best rush in when you're working in a kitchen and you that's the whole reason you're doing it.
Yeah.
Like that's the only reason you're doing it.
How long in before your soul was just crushed and you just went, fuck this?
My soul got crushed when I moved to Sydney. I
Yeah,
moved to
right.
Sydney because I got a job at a really fucking nice spot. So Emirates own a resort inside the Blue Mountains in
Wow.
Sydney. It's called it used to be called Wolgan Valley.
Okay.
And it's built into the mountains. So the nearest town's like an hour and a half away. Lithgow's like an hour and a half away.
Yeah, right.
And so there's no phone service.
Oh, perfect.
I lost my fucking license, so I couldn't leave the resort
Oh,
unless
no
someone
way.
took me. I was doing like 16, 17-hour days, but the food was fucking insane. The menu changed every day. We had
Yeah,
our own
right.
farm there, so we were using our farm's produce.
That's insane.
We were using the best ingredients in the world.
When was that?
Fuck, 4 or 5 years ago?
Fuck. So it
5
was
to 7 years ago?
Right at the height of like self-sustained food.
Yeah,
This is
5
what
to
we
7
got.
years ago. And so one room there cost $2,400 per person a night.
Holy shit.
So we were cooking for some fucking elite people.
Yeah,
Like we had this Asian dude once who wanted us to that because they'd fly directly there on their helicopters and shit. We had these rich Asian people that wanted us to kill a crocodile in front of them and then prepare it for them.
What?
We're like, that's not how it works here. And the first day I got on the job, I cooked for the owner of Dolce Gabbana.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's intense.
And he
mate.
borrowed my charger. He borrowed my phone charger.
That's intense.
Yeah.
That's just a different level of
It
human.
was,
isn't it?
but it's such a rush. You're honestly, you're going off alcohol and fucking adrenaline the
Oh,
whole
really?
time. Like the whole time when you finish work, we were getting hammered on the staff side of the resort. We'd wake up. If a little kid rang up at 3 in the morning, because they're paying so much, they get benefits. So if a little kid wants a cake at 3 in the fucking morning, one of us is driving our golf buggy in minus 10 degree weather to the resort, and we're making the little cunt of cake. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember once it was 4 a.m. We were all hammered, piss fuck drunk, and the resort is the staff side of the resort's about 1.5 kilometres, 2 kilometres on the property from the cabins and the main resort.
The place is full on.
It was huge. It was massive. I think that they would have owned at least fucking 200 acres. It was amazing though. I'll show you pictures of it later. It's fucking brilliant. Every room came
still
with,
going hard now.
Yeah, every room came with a butler. Private pool in every room. Every room's a cabin. It's not a room. It was phenomenal. But I remember a kid called up at like 4 or 5 in the morning once. We're all hammered. Calls us. The reception calls us. This kid wants nuggets. Well, we don't stock frozen nuggets, so we have to all drive there, blackout drunk on our buggies, drive there, bone out a chicken, get the breast, crumb it, deep fry it, give the little cunts nuggets. But but it was fun now. Now that I look back on it, it was pretty good. Cool. The money's what deterred me for how hard I was working.
Right, okay. I was going to say, that was my next question. Like,
that's what was the killer for me. It was like, I can't do this. Like, I cannot buy a house on
Surely $1,500,
$800 to $1,000 max a week.
No way.
Working 98 to 110 hour weeks.
As a fully qualified chef.
That's not. Yeah, but the issue is these places that are very nice, they look great on your resume. So if you don't want the job, someone else is going to fucking take it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think the industry is a bit better now, but the industry is also a bit more bitch made now.
Yeah.
So like, a restaurateur can't afford to pay a chef $52 on a Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, it's just not a thing. If you're a good worker, you can't expect that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe at halftime or just something, like some sort of something. But a lot of restaurants would never be able to open on weekends if they were paying 10 staff $45 an hour.
That's one thing I could never work out, because like...
That's why they don't pay it. And then they get fucking stitched up in the media and stuff. But that's why they don't pay it, because people that go to nice restaurants wouldn't be able to afford to fucking eat there if they were carrying on the cost.
Yeah, right. I just could never work out, like, you know, there's so many fucking cogs turning in a restaurant.
It's insane, mate.
And everyone needs to be paid.
There's 100 fucking ways to fail and only one way to succeed with a restaurant. Yeah. It's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Especially when you get towards like the start fine dining thing. 2 bad nights, your restaurant's gone.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there can't be 2 bad nights ever.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I just don't see how the fuck they make so much money. Like, I just think, like, I'll sit in a restaurant, I'll go and try and calculate it for the night, and I'm like, fuck, it's going to cost you just as much as it is.
It's a lot of food cost. It's a lot of the, like, I remember when I was working at this place called Jolly's Boathouse down on the River Torrens. Jolly's Boathouse. Right. It's a fucking nice spot.
Okay.
Really nice spot. And the produce was fresh. I've never been anywhere, any restaurant I've been to, any restaurant I will go to, no one's produce was better than Jolly's Boathouse.
Is that right?
Every day we were getting whole fish, whole carcasses of like lamb, half cows, whole pigs, and we broke down everything there and used head to tail. Like, everything was used. We were curing our own meats. We had fucking 4 fridges, one for meat, curing, one for, like, it was insane.
Were you like running a stock like just 24 hours?
It was fucking insane. Yeah. The level of like, but the amount of turnover was good, but I cannot believe how much that fucking place spent on produce.
Yeah, right.
It was crazy. And they paid you fucking amazingly. They paid you by the book.
Okay.
So, I don't know. They just figured it out. It's just a great business.
So you reckon like what you're doing now is like just a perfect fucking like business model?
It's fucking tiring.
But isn't everything, mate?
Fucking
like,
tiring.
Isn't everything?
Everything's tiring. But I don't know how I'm as I get older, I'm less and less inclined to work with customer service. Like, just as I'm older, because
you wait, mate. You
now,
fucking wait.
Like, and especially because I was locked up in a kitchen for most of my childhood, right. I'm not used to people being rude to me.
Right. Okay.
And like, I'm used to people being fucking rude to me, but that's my head chef. He's my boss.
Yeah.
If you're giving me $8 for a piece of fish and chips, you don't have any right to talk to me a certain way. Do you know what I mean?
Mate.
That's something that gets me. But now we're fortunate enough that we're busy enough to tell customers to fuck off if they're rude.
Fuck yeah.
Which is excellent.
Mate, when I was working with horses, the one thing that I learnt, I can say fucking no to everyone.
Yeah,
and I don't care.
What a great feeling.
That's the best, mate.
That's the best feeling.
The fucking best.
Like, the best feeling is when a customer's being horrendous to a staff member or something, and I can just tell them, get the fuck out. Like, I don't need your money. Like, we don't need your business.
That's right. Yeah.
It's a great feeling.
That's how my missus started tattooing.
Really?
Because she was a barista, and she was... Because I'm shit ass with the fucking typing and stuff. I get her to do all my bookings and emails and all that sort of stuff. No worries. And she'd spend most of her time in the studio.
Help yourself as well if you need anything.
Thanks, mate. So she'd spend a lot of the time in the studio with me. And one afternoon I just said, do you feel like giving it a crack? Like, do you want to tattoo me?
That's hilarious.
And she's like, fuck yeah. And she picked up the machine, mate. And most people, the first time they tattoo, there's a bit of trepidation as to, fuck, what am I doing? Am I going to hurt you?
Believe me, I know.
And she just went fucking in.
Just nailed it.
Just nailed it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're good. Like, you're good. And then I let her do a few more on me. And then one afternoon, all these lads came in, all these army boys. And I'm tattooing. I'm fully booked. And they come in and they're like, oh, they just want like little fucking Disney characters and shit like that. And they were all off their chops and, you know, great lads. I said, oh, my missus will do it. And she's like... All right.
She would have shit her pants.
She was like, fucking, I'm going to do it. No worries. And mate, like, she's hot as fuck. Like, she's smoking fucking hot. So all these lads are like, fuck.
They would have loved it.
Yeah. Like, fuck yeah. And next thing you know, they're calling their other mates, come down and get a fucking tatty. So that day, mate, she just tattooed from fucking, you know, sun up to sundown.
On her first day.
Yeah. And, like, at the end of the day, they were all fucking mint. All real good. All the boys are super happy. We're coming back. Rock on. And at the end of the day, I said, like, fucking, you got to, like, it's time for you to fucking step up.
Get
like,
it done.
Yeah, it's time for you to join me here and I'll teach you. She's like, oh, I don't know about that. You know, like, and she's a barista.
It's a very big, change in business.
But she'd never had the opportunity to actually fucking do something of substance. You know what I mean? And what is there to do? You know what I mean? How are you going to sink your teeth into something that you don't know? Like, and at the time, like, she was, what, 25-ish, something like that. So she didn't have, you know, yeah, I work in hospitality. That's what I do.
That's that's a trap that a lot of people fall into as well.
Like, where are you going with your life if...
Don't get me wrong, you can be a fucking phenomenal waitress or a phenomenal manager.
She was.
And you can go very far with that life.
Yeah.
But you don't have to be stuck to it. Like, what do you do for work? Hospitality. A lot of people say it with fucking dead eyes, like, oh, get me out of here.
For sure.
Like, but
mate, she took pride in what she did.
Yeah.
Like, she really did.
There is avenues you can go down where you can be very successful in it, but it's also very, like, soul-crushing business at times.
I always sort of look at it in such a way as, like, what fucking opportunity are you going to have to own your own shit?
And make it work.
Yeah, to be your own
That's
fucking boss, regardless of me, regardless of anyone else. What are you going to stick yourself to that you're going to fucking love doing, for one, and never have to answer to another man ever again?
That's the beautiful thing about tattooing. You're almost a subcontractor.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Like, at the end of the day, you work for someone, but you don't work for them. You're just in their
right.
chair.
That's
like, you're
right.
in their chair. You're paying fucking for the chair.
Yeah, that's exactly right. But because it's our business...
Yeah.
You know, it's her and I, we're the boss. So all we do is pay rent.
Yeah.
Which is...
Beautiful.
Which is way less than what you're paying if you're...
And you have other staff?
Yeah, we've got like... There's 7 of us in the studio now.
Big studio?
It's big enough.
Yeah.
Like, that's about it. But I'm kind of working on, like, doing a VIP studio as well.
Where you will be?
Where, like, let's say, you know, you're going to have a full day sit with me. Then I'm going to create a VIP studio where it's just us, breakfast, lunch,
TV.
You know what I mean? And it gives us the ability for people that do have anxieties, that are going to get their clothes off, that they can just be completely comfortable.
I've never had no fuck. I remember I got tattooed once. I got 3. So me and all the boys from Inkaholics once, BJ, Cody, some other bloke, and Pengilly was there as well. We all went up to Rites of Passage and in Victoria, and I can't remember what it was. It was at a cathedral. I got tattooed by this bloke called Mystics.
Oh, he's script and stuff.
Script boy.
Yeah.
I got 3 tattoos in 3 days, but I fucked up because I got hammered the first day, and I got my left foot done, and I swell up really bad.
Yeah.
So I got my left foot done, and this cunt, I kept buying him beers. I don't know why I kept buying him fucking beers.
Well, he's
he was tattooing me. Jesus. And it was the first night, it was rites of passage. Everyone gets fucking wild on those events because everyone's coined up and just fucking going hard.
Yeah, and that would have been like the rock star sort of level.
And I was fucking getting tattooed by a notable character as well. And I was fucking giving him beers and beers and beers. And by the end of it, he was fucking hammered, so he was nailing me. And he was like nailing it in. So my foot's blown up like this. So I've got like... I'm walking around Melbourne. I can't put my foot in my shoe. It's all glad wrapped. And then the next day, I got tattooed by Mystics. And I didn't even know if I had a booking with him. I just went up to him. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna give me a little banger?" He's like, "Where?" I was like, "Oh, my dick." And he was like, "Oh, I'll do it just above." So he's like, "What do you want to get?" I was like, "I don't know, my initials." So he's like, so we're at rites of passage. This is when tattooing was massive. Like tattooing for like 8 years. Or even like just 4 years was fucking exploded.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that was the rock star fucking...
Like Nico Hurtado blew up, Carlos Torres blew up, and they were both there.
Yeah, right.
Nico Hurtado, Carlos Torres. I got a picture with both of them on my Facebook drunk at the after party.
Fuck yeah.
So Mystics, like, do you want a sock for your dick? I was like, nah. So I've just gotten my dick out. And I've stretched it out for him, and I'm like, "Rip it, son!" And he's just started tattooing like just above my penis, like at the festival.
He's on the pubic bone above your penis.
Just like at the top of
like
it,
where your pubes are.
Yeah. So I've just ripped my dick out, and there's like, it's not a closed booth; it's a fucking conventions.
That's it.
And he was like, "Oh my god!" But he's such a good tattooist.
Yeah, he's a gun.
He's a fabulous tattooist.
So you should say that. Like back to like the missus. She was, you know, a barista, and someone's come in the morning and, you know, like some toffee fucking prick in a fucking Range Rover or whatever. She's come in and she's like, "I have some raisin toast and a fucking soy mucka latte, whatever." And the missus has sorted it out, given it to her. She hands her the toast and she goes, "That shit's fucking burnt, bitch." And my missus just went, "That's fucking
done.
That's enough." So she calls me up and she's in tears. I'm like, "Tell that fucking bitch to go fuck herself and get your ass down here now." And that's when her career started.
Yeah.
But
that's all it takes, just the last straw.
Yeah. But like you were saying, mate, fuck off.
Yeah, you just because you gave me $6 doesn't mean you can talk to me.
Yeah. Like when was the last time you had dick, you can't.
Yeah, just miserable people.
Yeah, miserable. So she starts with us and fucking one afternoon some bloke walks in and he goes, "Oh, do you guys do genital tattoos?" And I just turned to the missus and went, "She'll do it. Because I ain't fucking touching it, mate."
I'm so happy I didn't pull through with that, by the way.
What do you mean?
I'm so happy that he did not tattoo my dick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, fuck yeah. Horrible idea.
Mate, anyway, so fucking... He's like, "Oh, yeah, all right, okay." And the missus, she's looking at me like, "Are you fucking for real?" Like, and like, this is your hazing, girl. This is it. Like, there's nothing else that we can really do to fucking haze you. Fucking a stick figure of a dick... Like, imagine a stick figure drawing.
Like a kid drawing a dick.
Yeah, of a dick saying, "Hey there." Right? And there wasn't even that much fucking real estate. So anyway, he fucking pops a Viagra and so he heads out.
I guess that would be necessary, wouldn't it?
How else are you going to do it, mate? Like, especially, you know, a stick figure is going to fucking be a mess. So he goes out the back, drops his drawers, and you just hear...
Oh... That's fucking so good.
Oh, dude, he's working it away, and my missus is setting up, and he comes out, and he just fucking lays down on the thing. And, like, my missus gets fucking real close to her work, mate. Like, I can't because, like, my eyes are fucked, so I'm out here sort of thing, you know. But she's like, "Fucking this, mate." And I pull out my phone, and I fucking take a photo of her. And she's like this, mate. She looks like she's giving him a fucking gobby. But it was the most mincy fucking looking thing you've ever seen.
Oh, that's horrible.
Like, you know, for her, like, what a fucking thing to be doing.
So you would see some horrible things. So,
but mate, we don't. Like,
yeah, because you're a private studio, you can kind of you got a better clientele. But back when you're grinding and you're starting, that's when you see the horrible shit.
Yeah. Well, starting out in a bikey place was pretty bad. Did some pretty fucking shit stuff. But then when it went into, you know, us starting our own and it's appointment only, mate.
Changes your game. It changes the game.
Everybody gets vetted.
Yeah.
You know, if I even think that you're a bit of a dick, I'm not doing it, mate.
Yeah.
Like, if we can't sit down and have a good fucking yarn all day, I'm not interested, mate. And I've had some rough ones over the years. I had a bloke that just got himself out of prison like the day before, and his missus is like, I'm getting you a fucking 2-day tattoo session with me. And this guy was a fucking giant, mate. A fucking dead set lurch. Like, he was fucking huge. And he didn't speak a fucking word, mate. Not a single word. He was cold.
That would be so fucking terrifying.
Dude, he was cold, mate. And all he wanted was like every single fucking Metallica album molded into one, full colour on his arm.
That's kind of dope.
It worked out fucking nuts.
It's kind of a sick tattoo, but
like,
what a
he was
maniac.
Mate, he was fucking huge, right? And I had him like a big mirror, like off to me left. And I'm trying to crack jokes with this bloke and everything.
It's
and
not landing.
Nothing, mate.
Yeah.
Nothing. And I'm tattooing away, and I just sort of turn around and I look in the mirror, and he's just looking deadpan straight at me, mate. I'm like, fuck all this. Like, just need to get this done and get this guy out. Yeah. And like, mate, thankfully it's a good tatty because I don't want him fucking following me around, mate.
Yeah, fuck. So you've taken up your like, what's the apprenticeship called? Frey, the Horseshoes.
Oh, being a farrier.
Yeah. So you've taken that up.
So I took that up. And yeah, this is how I got into tattooing. So I'm a farrier for a good 10 years.
Fucking hell.
Yeah.
So you've done long. It's not like you've chopped and changed.
No.
You've like put in a decade of like 1,000 hours in every fucking job.
Absolutely. Like, mate, top tier.
Yeah.
Like, as far as I was concerned, there wasn't anyone better than me in that. But that's me mentality.
Yeah.
Whether there was or there wasn't, I had to have that.
In your head. That's the mentality that you had.
Yeah, and because I was not only a farrier, I bred horses as well, trained horses.
You were just with them so much you knew.
Yeah, so like I'd take on some really fucked up horses that people wouldn't touch.
How much does it cost to do like on a bad like the horse is fucked up, its feet all fucked?
If you go on like a full set of shoes these days, around about $200.
So 50 a foot.
Yeah. But back then,
right. And how quickly can you bang that out?
About 45 minutes.
That's not bad innings.
Mate, I'd make $5K a week.
I was gonna say, like,
for $50, take you 7 minutes.
No shit.
Yeah, but mate, like you get killed at a drop of a fucking hat.
Yeah, you get kicked in the fucking head,
mate. Fuck. And I've had some close calls, mate, where you're like, fuck. The last horse that I did nearly fucking killed me. I'm like, that's it. I'm done. I'm fucking done. And I was just starting a tattoo. I just went, I'm gonna sell fucking everything I've got. I'm going to bankroll myself for as long as it takes till I'm earning money as a tattoo artist because I fucking shit myself so fucking bad, mate. Like the horse's feet, like just clomped each side of me fucking head when I was on the ground. Just fucking clap. It would have just crushed me fucking skull right in front of me missus.
Yeah, no, that's not ideal.
Yeah. So, and it happened a couple of times. I've had some pretty fucking close calls, but, I think that's why nobody wants to go near it, mate, because if you're not super sweet with horses, you get fucking killed, mate.
Yeah, especially when they got their steel caps on.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You're fucked.
Yeah, even still, mate, like I got hit with a double barrel, like both fucking hind feet. This big mare kept fucking barging in front of me, and the guy that was holding it, he was just a bit of a soft cock, mate. I'm like, mate, fucking tell this bitch not to fucking move. If she comes forward again, I'm going to have to give her a bit of a touch up to let her know that don't come near me. Like, stand your fucking ground, don't move. And this big fucking mare, mate, and it's always the mares, mostly.
Mares are...
Female
horse.
Yeah. So mares, you got to have a conversation with the mare. Like, you got to make the mare believe that it's her idea to be doing what you're doing.
Just like a woman.
Pretty much, mate. Pretty much.
Just like
not
like
much difference, and they'll fire up just the same. Whereas a gelding, he's had his balls cut off.
Yeah, it's a bit softer, a bit more submissive.
Mate, do as I fucking say, and they will. Whereas a stallion who's still got his balls, it's a fucking real conversation, mate. It's a respect. Like, I respect you, you respect me, and we're fucking doing what we need to do.
A lot of people say horses understand.
I think the way I look at it is that they fucking see through your bullshit.
Yeah, a lot of people like say horses, you talk to them, but they know what, like they get you.
Well, I think that...
And that's why people fall in love with horses so much.
For sure. But I think people... what's the word, like anthropomorphisize, they put their own feelings into an animal. You know what I mean? Like, my horse loves me. Your horse don't fucking love you.
You're
Your horse
feeding it.
Yeah, you're feeding it.
Yeah.
Put it back in the paddock. Like
That's like it's harder with dogs.
I think it's different with dogs, man.
Yeah, it's hard to say because I was just about to say.
You've heard stories of dogs that have done things that are just super fucking human, mate.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's a different kettle of fish, I reckon. But, you know, there's also stories of horses that have done pretty extraordinary
Crazy
things
shit
for humans. You know what I mean? But I still don't think that there's a love relationship there.
It's like you're the boss more than anything.
It's a respect.
Yeah.
But like I said, I think that they can see your bullshit. Like, if you're full of shit, the horse won't go near you, mate. But if you're open and honest, the one thing that I learnt, mate, is truth with horses. Never fucking speak a word of a lie ever again in your entire life, because they don't fucking speak that way ever. Everything's fucking real. You know what I mean? So anyway, this fucking mare, she's like, fuck you. You can go fuck yourself. I'm not putting up with it. And I'm trying to nail fucking a shoe onto her feet. And she's barged straight over me, tried to crush me. And I've just fucking given her a slap on the neck. Before I know it, mate, her ass is right in front of me face. And she just gives me both barrels and sends me fucking flying, mate, through the air. Just
Bloody hell.
out into the paddock, mate. But lucky I was wearing like a big apron. And it just caught me straight in the fucking, right beside me dick. And just fucking sent me. And like as
like he didn't crush your pelvis,
mate, as it was happening, like there's that split moment of like, oh,
I'm fucked.
And it, mate, so lucky, so fucking lucky. I had like a 17.3 X racehorse totally destroy me fucking Hilux, mate.
Really?
Yeah,
Just kicking it.
kicked the fuck out of it, mate.
They're so big. If
Dude.
no one's ever been around horses, the first time I was around horses when I moved to Sydney because I had horses on the property,
Yeah, right.
and I was like, oh my god, they're fucking huge. Like if they ate me, it would be terrifying.
That's fucking hilarious. I've never thought about it that way. That is fucking hilarious.
If horses ate me,
We're fucked.
they would be the scariest fucking creature.
if
Because
they had canines, they'd be
imagine
fucked.
it,
Yeah.
they'd fuck you up. There's nothing you could do.
If they had thumbs and fucking canines.
They're horrible. Like
You'd be
they're,
fucked.
but I didn't realize how tall they were. They're so. Besides the coppers ones are fucking huge too.
Dude.
I don't know if they're bred to be like that, but
Yeah.
they're abnormally tall.
Yeah. They put that cold blood in them just to quieten them down and just barge straight through you.
They're fucking huge. But yeah,
Yeah.
so from there you bankrolled yourself so you could start tattoo parlor or start tattooing.
sorry. So-
Tattooing.
At the time, like, I'm shoeing horses and I'm booked. I'm fully booked. I've got no room to put anyone in as a farrier, right? So in high demand, I'm no worries, cool, just taking whoever I want to be doing. So at that stage, I'm starting to do real easy horses. And I put my prices up so that I could work a day less and earn $1,000 more, which I should have done fucking years ago, mate. You know, like smarter, not harder. And anyway, this chick calls me up and she's like, look, I understand you're real fucking good. I've got some young horses, and everyone that I've used has disrespected me fucking young mares. I'm like, look, I got nowhere to put you. She's like, I'll pay you double. I'm like, fuck, all right. I've got some room.
Money talks.
Yeah, for sure. Especially like that. And it turns out she's a tattoo artist. So I start shoeing her horses, and, you know, like, she's nice, all good.
Had you gotten tattoos by this point?
Oh, yeah.
Have you been tattooed?
Yeah, I was covered. Well, my arm was done like 10 years before that. One on my back, and that was about it. And she was an interesting chick, really good fucking tattoo artist. And then one day, just out of the blue, she goes, there's an apprenticeship open up at the studio. Would you be interested? And little did she know, mate, all I ever wanted to fucking do was be a tattoo artist
Just
when I was a
perfect,
kid.
like fate.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like, and I look back at it, and it freaked me out at the time. I'm like, fuck, this is so weird because...
It's crazy because you would have never have met that lady if you didn't leave your job to become a farrier, which is the complete opposite of what, you know what I mean? It's almost like a fate kind of thing.
It's insane. And the fact that I was a lithographer taught me everything I need to know about reproducing an image on a different substrate. Of
course.
So, mate, I'm just using skin now instead of a printing press.
Yeah.
But I was trained to see fucking everything and reproduce it. So this weird fucking coincidence of my careers over
kind of
fucking...
blend in.
It's insane. So it drops in my lap. And like I said, I go home to the missus and I'm like, you wouldn't fucking believe it. Like, I've been offered an apprenticeship as a tattoo artist. And I didn't know what was involved, like, you know. And I was going to be her apprentice. And it turns out, like, she just wanted a boy to do her fucking biddings, mate. You know what I mean? And I've gone from being top dog to now, like, if I get into this, just fucking hold me beer. You know, watch me burn. And I ended up in a studio that had no fucking, there's nothing here for you, mate. Nothing. So I went, fuck. I've just fucking sold everything. I'm in the deep end. And I just got to go about this my own way. Because there was no one there to teach me fucking nothing, mate. You know, you're supposed to, in that sort of bikey environment, it's like fucking learn on the go, get the fuck out.
Yeah.
And, you know, like I said to myself, because you're looking at people like fucking Benjamin Laukas and fucking, you know, Chris, and you're like, fuck.
All these fucking artists.
Have a look at these
legitimate
guys. Like,
artists.
Fuck. So, like, I was excited, like, you know, that's what I got. That's the benchmark, mate. You know, like, you know, all the lads down there, like, they're the fucking best, man. And then within 3 months, she just went, look, this ain't working out. And I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm a big boy. I look after myself. And then I just went about it my own way. And just ended up in a studio where everyone fucking left, and I'm a year and a half in, and I'm the only artist there. So everything coming through the door, I'm doing.
Yeah, so learning by pressure.
Yeah. And then after every, after every interaction that I'm having, I'd say to the client, like, do you reckon you could just sort of like give us a Google review on your experience and all that sort of stuff? And before I know it, mate, I've got 350 5-star fucking reviews. So when people are putting in, like, you know, 5-star review tattoo artist, there I am, mate. And I'd only been tattooing for like 2 years. So people are just coming through the fucking door.
You just went fucking balls deep. You're like, fuck it, I'm going to learn to fly. I'm going to jump and then learn how to fly.
Yeah. And I was kind of, you know, like, mate, I wanted to fucking learn from people so bad. And like I said, I contacted Chris. I'm like, look, mate, you know, do you reckon I could fucking learn a thing or two from you? Because he was the only bloke that reached out to me and said, you know, you're doing good, man. Whatever it is you're doing, keep going. It's like, you reckon you could teach me something? And he's like, mate, I'm not good enough to be teaching you. And like, Chris, like, you're the fucking shit.
He was always a doubter of his own ability.
Yeah.
We were talking about that off camera. He was always like that. He was always would like degrade his ability a bit, but he was fucking phenomenal. So you've only been tattooing for like 8 years?
6 years, 7 years. Yeah.
And you have a parlour. That's fucking really crazy.
But that's the thing, mate. Like,
that would have been impossible 10 years ago.
Would not have happened.
Yeah.
At all. But the funny thing is, mate, is like, you know, I was in another studio with a guy. It was his studio. He wasn't an artist, but he owned it.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a complete drainer. And I offered him to buy him out because I'd already been tattooing in that studio for 2 years. And that just turned to fucking absolute shit. Like, fucking bad. Real bad. He stole all the fucking money, like 3 months of deposits, legged it, and I'm left with 3 months worth of deposits that I have to honour, and this guy's fucking legged it with all their money.
That's fucked, because if anyone, whoever's not in the tattoo circle, 3 months, a person a day, 5 days a week, say it's fucking 40 deposits just off the top of my head, that's fucking 10 grand.
It was close to 30.
Fuck, I don't know how much percentage of a deposit you're taking.
Just $100 for the day.
$100 a day.
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah. So it was fucking tough, mate. And like, it was one of those things that happened. Like, I was a fucking nice guy prior to that. Like, I was nice.
You were green to the industry.
Not so much that. Like, definitely green to the industry. But, you know, like, mate. Anyway, he completely fucked us. And my missus had only just started. And there was more involved that created a fucking situation where I just fucking snapped, mate. And just, I went full tilt, just fucking angry at the world, mate. Like, this guy fucked us so bad. And I couldn't fucking shake this feeling of just wanting to fucking kill people.
Just fucking hatred, yeah.
Yeah. And like, for me, it was unusual because I'd never really felt that kind of, you know, like, I never stress. I don't have anxieties. And I'm fucking super cool with everything, mate. Whatever happens, I'm cool. If it happens, yeah, cool. If it doesn't, I'm cool. And I just fucking lost it, mate. And I'm walking into fucking cafes and there's 4 or 5 people and I'm like, you're fucked. You're fucked. You're fucked. And there's nothing you can do about it. Like, you know, I was training BJJ at the time, and I was like I was with Declan and Lockie and all those boys.
Feeling like an animal.
Yeah. So you're walking around feeling like fucking
just
no one can touch me,
everyone
mate.
out,
Yeah.
just sussing everyone out.
And I'm fucking hating myself for it, mate. Like this is fucking disgusting. You can't be feeling like this. So I went to AGP, and I fucking sat down. I just burst into tears. I'm like, I just can't stop thinking about fucking killing people.
Where was that?
Just a GP.
Oh, GP.
You know, because like I couldn't fucking figure out how to calm the fuck down. Mate.
You went to a GP just to tell them that you were fucking...
Yeah. Like, who else am I going to fucking talk to, mate? Like,
yeah,
you know,
shit.
like, who's going to understand?
Yeah.
Like, my missus knew that there was a massive change. Like, a fucking huge change,
You see it in
mate.
your just fucking demeanour.
Yeah. Like, I've gone from being this super fucking sweet dude to wanting to fucking kill people.
Just bitter.
Yeah. So I ended up going into a fucking jiu-jitsu comp, and that fucking helped heaps, mate. That fucking helped me heaps. Jiu-jitsu itself helped me fucking so much,
Probably
mate.
got humbled a lot and kind
Dude.
of brings you back down to base level.
Rolling with Declan and Lockie, mate, there's nothing but fucking humbled.
Yeah,
You
there's
know?
no winning. There's no fucking winning.
Nah. But, you know, the fucking crazy thing was that, like, I only ever train in the mornings. So 6 a.m, you're rolling. And the only dudes that are rolling at that stage, mate, that's all they want to do.
Have you gone down to M16s like open mats and stuff?
I haven't, because I'm fucked up and injured at the moment. But I'm pretty keen. I think I've got to have, like, a cortisone injection in my shoulder.
Because, yeah, they do 6:30 a.m.s Wednesdays, Tuesdays and Fridays.
It's an hour's drive for me.
It's a big drive. That's the only thing.
Yeah, but I was driving into North Adelaide, which was pretty sweet. And I remember fucking just about every time, mate, pulling up and the sun hasn't even come up. And I'm sitting out the front in my car just thinking, what are you fucking doing? You're just about to get your fucking ass beat.
It's a horrible thing to psych yourself into. But then you feel amazing when
Afterwards,
you leave. Yeah.
the best feeling ever. I remember coming home and fucking laying in my bath, just fucking shaking from having my ass fucking handed to me for an hour.
That's like yesterday. I was because I haven't sparred in fucking ages, and I thought last week I'll have a spar because this kid that's just started kind of wanted to go in and do some sparring, and I did some sparring with him, and I was like, oh, it'd be dope to spar someone like a bit higher level again.
Oh yeah.
So I messaged my mate Cam, and he was keen to spar. He's a fighter. He's had like 5 or 6 fights.
Yeah, right.
I was like, let's go in yesterday and we'll do some sparring. And I fucking, besides like the cardio and the pressure he could put on, I was like fucking loving it.
For sure.
Like as soon as you land a punch, you're like, oh, it's so good. But then you leave and you feel so good. But then you get home and you look at your foot and it's fucking like that. And I like got these welts on me. And it's like, fuck, I miss it though.
Yeah.
Like if you feel so good after.
I think that's why fucking BJJ is just so much better as far as an activity to do.
Yeah, you're not going to injure. You're not going to get as injured. Or do you know what? It fucking depends because some of the roughest injuries, like you zig left when they zig fucking right, and their knee goes with them.
Oh yeah.
It's just like there's more long term. Like there's more like 6-month injuries and shit. I think
it's interesting because like when I first started BJJ and I was like 43, and like I'd always looked after myself.
That's a fucking like it's a pretty crazy age to not a crazy age because a lot of people start BJJ when they're older, but your body, I don't know how your body would handle it.
Well, that's the thing. Like I was always like I did go to Aruda back when they were up above the fucking ice arena.
Yeah.
But because I had the farm at the time, I could only get down there to do the morning classes, and in the end, it was just fucking way too much. And I'm like, oh fuck, you know. And then I thought I can't do it because my body just won't fucking cope with it, you know. Like, and that's I guess it's justifiably fucking, you know, you probably should consider it, you know, what it's going to do to you.
But you can always go to your limits.
Well, I think the best thing about being at AJA at that point was because everyone there were fucking assassins, mate. So they didn't have to flog me.
That's the thing. You went to a perfect gym because
there was no white belts, mate.
There's no
except me.
Declan's not going to fold you like a chair to make a point of it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He's going to help you through the roll.
Yeah.
Same as Lachlan. He's a sweet dude. He's going to help you through the roll and like tell you, like give you pointers while you're rolling.
I got to say, the only one that fucking would fold me in half was Kane. He just beat the living fuck out of you, mate. Like you had nothing, like zip. He wouldn't even let you transition. You just fucking, mate. The week before the comp, and I was, you know, competing for AJA, mate, he fucking crushed my ribs. I went in there, mate, unable to breathe.
He's a very big man as well.
Dude.
He's a very big, strong man.
His pressure's insane.
started like a altercation with all the AJA boys one night when I was hammered.
No way.
Yeah, I was lucky to walk away fucking alive that night. I was hammered. It was at Miles's last fight, I think.
Oh, righto.
And I was just fucking drunk, and I was just being drunk. And I was like doing some shit, and they were like, "Oh, go away, mate." And I was like, "What do you want?" I was like, "What's going on?" And then I didn't see they were from AJ. I didn't even know who it was.
Yeah, right.
But then fucking one of my mates just grabbed me and goes, "Sav, not the people."
Yeah, not at all. Not at
around.
all. Yeah, that's a funny thing. At that point, when Miles was at AJA, mate, they were the fucking best club.
Yeah,
in
it was.
Adelaide, mate.
It was. Now, I'm probably biased, but I'd imagine M16's probably, if not the best, up in the top 3.
Well, considering the competitive level, like everyone there's a competitor.
That's the thing. They got so many competitors. Like,
Yeah.
a lot of people go there for casual rolling, but 60% to 70% of them are
Are
active.
assassins.
They're actively trying to compete, which
Not
is...
only that, they've got the best fucking practitioner in Adelaide.
Yeah, they got Declan.
Really. He's the best.
They got Adam Jones, which is he comes from pedigree fucking lineage.
Yeah. It was funny. It was funny to see his like when he went over to B team.
Yeah.
And he's just like, fucking hell, there's me doing my shit in Adelaide, and then there's those guys.
I remember when Declan landed, he landed, and then the first person he rolled was Nicky Rod. And we were talking, and he's like, there's not many people in this fucking world that could do to me what that man has done to me on this holiday. And it's so terrifying to think that there's people out there that can do stuff to Declan. Do you know what I mean?
I know.
It's fucking crazy.
Yeah,
but he's only got... it takes so much balls for someone who's the best. He obviously could have stayed in Adelaide his whole life and been the best here forever.
Yeah.
But he chose to go to fucking America and be the little fish in a big pond
Don't
again.
you reckon it was completely fucking necessary for him?
Oh, he had to do it.
Yeah.
He had to, because he's fucking 20 times better already.
Yeah.
Because of it.
Yeah. And he's 100 kilos now.
He is so big. I
What
remember
the fuck, mate?
fucking 4 or 5 years ago,
He's
he was
78
he was
kilos.
still pretty gangly. He
Yeah.
was still fucking 23.
I know.
He's going to get bigger.
Dude. Yeah,
He'll be a heavyweight.
Yeah.
He's going to be 100% a heavyweight. He's
Yeah.
a fucking monster.
I remember, one of the first times I was at AJA and I met him, and he's just so super nice, And I'm
yeah,
like,
very sweet kid too. Very sweet.
super nice.
I'm calling him a kid. I'm fucking older than him, but he could fucking big brother me anytime he
For
wanted.
sure.
It feels so
For
weird
sure.
calling him a kid because
Yeah.
he's 6 feet taller than me.
But even then, he was pretty gangly. And I was like, he's got the perfect fucking build for it.
He does. He's all arms and legs.
Yeah.
He's got no torso.
He can just grab you from any fucking point.
He's this fucking octopus.
Yeah.
Do you follow MMA as well, or just?
Love. That's all I fucking follow, mate.
I fucking was battling with Paddy Pimblett's fucking whole fan base last night about that little comment I made. Did you see that
It
clip?
was fucking honest, mate.
I just fucking said he's not.
So you said you don't rate him as a fighter.
I said I don't rate. I said he's shit because my mate asked me. He's like, "Oh, what's the biggest robbery in MMA history?" And I have recency bias because MMA.
For sure. That's a
When
big-
you've been watching a fucking
Yeah.
sport for 12 years, you don't remember fucking something that happened 10
That's
years
got
ago.
to be fucking in recent, for sure.
In recent memory, that is the fucking most egregious outcome I've ever seen.
Yeah.
In recent memory, because he didn't win a round.
Nope.
But the fan base, they did not like it.
I don't, mate. There was one 2 weeks prior to that as well. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was thinking, fuck, what's the UFC doing?
Was it? It was Dustin Jacoby and Khalil Roundtree. That was really bad.
Yeah, right. Must
There
have
was
been another one as
Valentina
well.
Shevchenko lost this year, but she won the fight.
Yeah. See, none of that. I fucking hate that when it comes to something like UFC. It's the most amazing fucking sport on the planet, and then now it's tainted bad.
Well, then it's not even that. It's like they're ripping half of the fucking person's money. Because they get paid, say, 50 to rock up, 50 to win.
But I think it goes fucking even deeper than that. It's an integrity thing, mate.
Yeah.
All of a sudden we can't trust that the person that's
To go to the
supposed to win.
judges.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking sad, but
And
fucking hell.
mate, I get it. You want that star to rise and all that sort of stuff. But, mate, that dude fucking...
That's what it is, though. That judge, specifically, they all fucked up, but one of them gave Paddy all 3 rounds.
I know.
And Doug Crosby, fuck him.
I know.
He obviously did it because he thought that's what Dana White wanted to be done.
He's a fucking crook.
Do you know what I mean?
He's a fucking crook.
And I don't think Dana cares that much because he makes the same amount because of the ESPN model. They don't make money off pay-per-views anymore.
Yeah, right.
ESPN give him
Yeah.
X amount of dollars.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who's a star anymore.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't bring him in any more money. It
Interesting.
probably does a little bit, but
There's probably other avenues.
There's not as much like in Conor McGregor's era. It's very different
for sure,
because there was so much money in pushing Conor.
Yeah.
But now how the pay-per-view model set out, there's not as much money pushing stars.
Interesting.
But so because they get X amount of dollars from ESPN.
Yeah.
So and everyone's comparing Paddy Pimblett to Conor McGregor. There's never
Not even
ever
fucking
ever
close.
there's never ever in anyone's lifetime going to be another Conor McGregor.
Nope.
Everyone has to get over that.
But like Conor McGregor's fucking climb was insane.
I've
mate.
never seen anything like it in any form of.
Easily.
And his resume was like on his fourth fight, he wasn't losing a fight to fucking Jared Gordon. He was knocking out Dustin Poirier.
That's what I mean.
He knocked out, and
Yeah.
the fight before that, I think he fucking beat Max Holloway.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like his rise was fucking insane, mate. Like,
Knocked
he beat
out
the best of the
Jose
best.
Aldo in fucking 13 seconds. Jose Aldo retired last year, is still fucking one of the best bantamweight fighters. He changed fucking divisions.
That was freaky.
Crazy.
Mate, me and me lad Ezra, we fucking nearly jumped out the fucking roof when that happened, mate.
When what happened?
Aldo.
Oh, I threw a chair at a
Did ya?
pub out of excitement.
That's why I do it at home these days.
I was like,
man.
oh my god! Like I was just fucking gobsmacked. I'm going to the UFC next month. I'm excited for that.
I don't rate it.
Going,
Yeah.
It's a lot cooler at home, I think. But I only want to go to be there in case Volkanovski wins.
Oh, that'd be fucking.
You know what I
nuts,
mean?
mate.
I just want to be there just for that
Yeah,
moment.
for sure. Like I've coached blokes into MMA as a striker, and been ringside as their cornerman, and you still can't see all that fucking good, mate.
What did you used to do? Do you just MMA, or do you used to specialize in like boxing or Muay Thai or?
Yeah, Muay Thai, striking mostly, boxing. I started out as a boxer when I was a kid. And then, like, I was always, like, when I went to Darwin, I started boxing. Had a few fights when I was 17. And just, mate, like, it was just, you rock up to whatever clubs meet, and, like, you weigh in. And I was, like, weighing in at, like, 68 kilos.
And just beat the shit out of each other.
Mate, like, the next dude that's near my weight's 85. Do you want it?
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck, let's do it. But I was always the lightest and smallest at the club anyway.
That's fucking crazy.
So after like fucking a year of doing it, like, mate, I'm going home Thursday night, me fucking head's ringing. And I'm like, fuck.
Just CTE.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And I realised, like, it doesn't matter how good you are.
No,
Like, you
there's
know,
weight classes for a reason.
Yeah.
There is.
And I'm just getting my ass fucking beat.
Like we were talking before about how Pengilly broke my ribs. He didn't punch me that hard.
Don't have to, mate. Yeah.
He didn't punch me that hard. He just weighed 110 kilo, and at the time I only weighed 72.
Yeah, right.
So Miles went on. We used to spar every now and then, but it got to a point where I was just too quick for him. Like, so I'd be able to spar him because he wouldn't be able to hit me very much.
Okay.
But
Is Chris you're talking about, or
yeah,
Miles?
this is Pengilly. But
Yeah, right.
Miles went away on holiday once to Queensland, and Pengilly messaged Sly cunt.
Yeah.
He knew exactly what he was fucking doing because he knew, and he's like, oh.
You had such
Do
sweet
you
hands,
want
man.
to do you want to go do some sparring? I was like, yeah, I'll do some sparring. So we've gone in, done a couple rounds, all good. Then he unloads his fucking left hand to my ribs, and I just heard this, and I was like, oh no. And because we were like sparring and that, I couldn't feel it that much then.
Yeah, because you were warm.
So we were all good. He's like, you all good? I'm like, yeah, we're all chill. And then I got in my car and I lit up a smoke, and I lit up a joint.
Yeah.
And then, because I always used to, on Tuesdays, I'd have a routine. I'd go train, then I'd have Tuesdays off all the time. So
Right.
I used to go in my car, light up a joint, and smoke it on the way home. So
Right.
when I was home, I'd be just perfect.
Yeah.
And I'd have a hot shower, and then I'd lay down.
Yeah.
And so, and then I coughed, and I'd never broken a rib or anything before.
Okay.
So I just started immediately like, oh no, something's fucking
Yeah,
bad.
right.
Because when you break your ribs, you can't cough or
Yeah,
laugh
no shit.
or anything.
Fuck.
And I went to the hospital and did x-rays, and he cracked every single piece of cartilage in between every single rib.
Yeah.
With his fucking left hook. But that's because he weighs fucking 40 kilos more than me.
Yeah. It's funny, like you were saying before, mate, like for a bigger dude, he was so
He's so
sweet.
quick.
Yeah.
So quick as well.
like his
with the
rhythm and his
gloves.
combos were
Really
like,
good.
Fuck, I'm impressed, man.
He's good at everything, but he was a weapon.
Yeah. So then I realised, mate, like I'm just going to get me ass beat like too much.
Yeah.
Like boxing.
Boxing's brutal because
It
it's
is,
all
mate.
head trauma.
Yeah.
And body trauma, but majority of strikes are being absorbed to the head. It's not like Muay Thai where you're copping leg kicks. And
Yeah, well, I remember like riding my bike home after training, and I was just in another world, and I almost got hit by a car because I didn't hit my brakes because my head was just fucking shook up, and I'm like, fuck, I can't do this anymore. This isn't great, you know. So I continued to do some boxing, and then when I moved to Brisbane, I sort of started to get a hold of like Bruce Lee's philosophy on martial arts. Yeah. And you got to remember, mate, back then there was no MMA.
That's
mate.
it.
And all I wanted to do was learn, you know, what it was all about. I fucking love striking. And then I bought some of his books.
A lot of old school martial artists like refer to Bruce Lee, like old school VHSs and
you have
tapes.
to think, mate, like this is the original MMA. And most people think that, like, you know, JKD, which is the Jeet Kune Do that his philosophy is based on, they're like, oh yeah, you take a bit of karate and you take a bit of this and you do a bit of that. That's not what it's about at all. MMA itself is about range control and what is the best weapon at any particular range.
Yeah, well, that's...
for you.
Yeah.
You know? So...
That's why the Gracies formed, like, the UFC, just to see what worked at what, like, how what works best.
Yeah. So... my understanding, again, back then, there was no MMA. There was Jeet Kune Do, and then you had like your freestyle karate and all that sort of stuff. And I started training with a guy in Queensland, and, you know, there was a lot of Wing Chun based sort of stuff, a lot of boxing, kickboxing, and a lot of Kali Salat, like the Filipino weaponry.
With like the batons and shit?
Yeah, with sticks, knives, swords, all that sort of stuff, because that's a range as well. So Bruce Lee basically based it on weapon range, kicking range, which is your next range, striking range to grappling range. And then obviously you've got your wrestling, jiu-jitsu from there once you hit the ground. But back then there just wasn't a big wrestling factor or even jiu-jitsu, mate. Like it fucking hardly even existed. And everybody was still like Chuck Norris, motherfucker, you know, like you're going to... Well, for me, because I'd done boxing, I obviously knew that there wasn't any of this bullshit, you know, karate, kung fu, whatever. I started to really understand what it was about to have range control. And that's how I see MMA today. Who controls range the best?
Wrestlers. The wrestlers all fucking...
Look at Bones, mate.
Yeah.
Like his fucking control of distance is ridiculous because of his weapons.
The heavyweight champ in 2023.
No doubt.
He opened up the betting line as the underdog.
Fuck.
Against Francis Ngannou.
Yeah, right.
He's the underdog. He's paying $2.35.
I have to put some coin on that one.
It's worth fucking... If you have a spare $1,000, it's the easiest fucking...
Yeah.
It's the easiest return.
It's a tough one, but...
He's never got... No, I just can't ever see John Jones losing. You know when you meet people and they're just extreme winners?
Yeah.
I've never met actually anyone of that kind of caliber.
Yeah, that's elite.
Yeah, it's just like when Vitor took his fucking arm off and he shook him off and beat the fuck out of him and then choked him out. It's like, what? How?
Yeah.
And then you got like Gordon Ryan.
That's fucking... What the fuck,
Like
mate?
Gordon Ryan when he fought...
What's your thoughts, before you go ahead, what's your thoughts on like fucking, you know, like the amount of juice that's involved now?
If everyone's doing it, everyone's doing it.
Because look at ADCC and you're like, fuck me, man.
It's pretty... if it's accessible to everyone, then I think it's fine.
Like, you reckon Craig Jones... Because he's nowhere near as big... Like, he's a lot bigger than what he used to be.
Craig's pretty fucking big,
He's a lot bigger than what he used to be.
I don't know. I'd have to ask Adam about it. But fucking just looking at him, he
looks pretty jacked.
To be a competitor in BJJ, I don't know. But Craig doesn't look as obscene as fucking Gordon.
I know.
Gordon looks like a fucking gorilla. He's younger than me.
He looks like a Hulk.
He's 27.
I know.
And he dyed his beard grey and he looks 49.
But fuck,
he looks like Jack Santa.
Yeah. But, you know, like, what does it do to...
I don't know. If everyone's doing it, I think it's fine
fair,
because it also helps with recovery. Like it gives longevity into the sport. Like there's 40-year-olds that can still compete with fucking 25-year-olds.
Would you want to see that in like MMA as well?
I'd love to.
Fucking oath, mate.
I'd love to. I wish they would.
I know.
Fucking Anderson Silva still be champ.
And look at McGregor, mate.
McGregor, he's jacked. He's on something. But imagine John Jones on fucking 5 meals of test a week
and a bag.
No one's beating him. But I think you should be able to do it once you hit a certain age to replace. But the only issue is then you can get blockers to block your levels. So you're like back in the day, testosterone used to be legal in the UFC, when Vitor and that were doing it.
Yeah,
But you used to be able to get blockers, obviously, to block your testosterone, so then you can take a heap and then it looks like your levels are normal, but really they're fucking up here.
To be a different
organisation. If they can find a way to kind of test people just so they're taking the amount that they need to replace their normal like testosterone, so when they're 40, say, they can still compete.
Yeah.
I think that would be fair. But it's hard. It's just hard. If one person takes it, everyone has to take it.
I think when you get to that age, mate, like you've just got to take a back seat.
If people don't think that steroids is a fucking advantage, just look at Gordon.
Yeah.
Like imagine that cunt without steroids. He'd still be he'd still be the best in the world probably. Yeah. But would he? Like who knows?
But he wouldn't be competing at that weight division.
That's the thing. He would be in a lower weight division with faster guys.
Yeah, that's right. Which would be, I don't know about you, man, but like I'd rather see a couple of local fucking purple belts go at it, mate.
Yeah, because they're just so erratic.
But it's like fucking, you know, like those guys they're holding.
It's a lot of like they're a lot of point based. Like they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose so bad that there's a lot of holding and stalling and staying in guard and shit like that. But that's why I don't watch jiu-jitsu much.
Yeah, right.
Like I'll go to like an M16 Open every now and then because they're really fun.
Yeah, it'd be good.
Miles's show. Have you been yet?
Oh, I haven't, mate.
They're really fun.
I'm always working.
They're so fun.
Yeah, I bet.
They're very fun.
Yeah.
You should roll in one.
Mate, like I said,
when you get your shoulder done,
I hope so, mate. I'm hoping to, and mate, like if this is working and I can train as much as I need to, but again, mate, like I'm fucking 47.
Yeah.
You know, fuck, my neck is fucked, mate.
Yeah.
If I even post the wrong way, I can't work for a week.
Tattooing as well. It's not good for your like your posture's probably fucking horrible when you're working.
Worst. Not just that, mate. Like when I was a farrier,
every tattooist has a bad back. All of them. Yep. All of them.
Yeah. If you sit down like this for
8 hours,
you're fucked.
Yeah.
Like I'll get up at the end of the day, I'm a cripple.
Mm.
And like at the time, like jiu-jitsu was one of the only things that kept me going. But now, I have to do like calisthenics, mate.
Does the spa and the sauna hurt? I mean, the cold plunge and the sauna help a lot?
Well, I've got a cold plunge, but my sauna does. And I just hit a cold shower. But I've got a spa
You haven't
as well.
looked into getting a cold plunge?
I have, but just a matter of like which one. Should I just get one of those little blow-up motherfuckers? Should I just get really bin?
Just get I got a chest freezer.
Did you?
No, I don't use it for that. But you can just use a chest freezer. Just get like a 400 litre like Kogan chest freezer for $200.
Yeah, right.
You plug it in, leave it overnight. The top will freeze, the bottom won't, and then you just smash it with a hammer.
Yeah, right. Simple as that.
Yeah, and then you fucking. I don't know why people charge so much for cold plunges.
Yeah, they're fucking expensive.
You just use a piece of fucking tin and like some ice. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, that does make sense. But mate, everything has to. You know, you got to do something.
Do you invest a lot of money into your health because you're very fit, physically fit?
I wouldn't say money so much, but effort. Like
effort.
I live by the beach, so I'm always getting in the water. Like when I was rolling at AJA, as soon as I finished, I'd go straight to the beach and just rest my body in the water. But that, mate, at 47, mate, fuck.
Were you down the beach here before?
No.
I thought you said you're on Beach Road.
No, I live. Yeah.
Before I was like, fuck, he's at the beach down here. Have you been down here for the beaches down here? They're fucking nice.
My missus grew up down here, so we work so much.
It's good.
Beaches are fucking sick.
Beaches are amazing. The food's getting better. We got McLaren Vale down the road.
Yeah.
City's close. The hustle and bustle of like Semaphore and that. It sounds funny as because when you like live in.
It's crazy.
When I moved to Sydney, I was like, fuck. We know nothing about anything in Adelaide. Like the traffic is fucking crazy.
But don't you reckon that's one of the best parts about here, mate?
That's the thing. People in Adelaide, you're in peak hour traffic here and you're like losing your mind, but you don't realise that it's so funny because it's just comical how easy we have it.
Yeah.
To go to the shops, if you want to go to fucking Woolly or Foodland or Woolies, wherever you want to go in New South Wales or Victoria, it takes you half an hour no matter what time of day.
Yeah.
Because you got to find a car park.
Yeah.
There's 2 million cunts there. Like, it's crazy.
I couldn't do it, mate. Like, I fucking hate going back to Melbourne.
You were just on holiday in Victoria?
Yeah, because all my family's still there.
Were you at a farm?
Nah, that was like me and the missus went into the high country.
Oh, yeah.
On horses for a week.
Yeah.
Which was fucking nuts.
What's that? So is that you do book that?
Yeah.
That's sick.
Well, we booked it like fucking years ago, mate. Because of COVID, you couldn't fucking go into Victoria. And me and the missus are unvaccinated, so you couldn't do fucking nothing, mate.
So you just hike with these horses and then like camp along the way?
Base camp.
That's so cool.
And then mate, you and the missus, well, whether you're into it or not, it was fucking amazing, mate. Unbelievable. So we were over there doing that, and then we came back, week's work, and then back to Melbourne to see my family, who I haven't seen for like 4 years because of COVID. And yeah, every time I drive into Melbourne, I'm just like, fuck, just feels like such a soulless place, mate.
I've never been to the country in Melbourne though.
It's beautiful. Like
I've only ever been to the CBD when I've been to Melbourne.
Yeah. See, again, like I grew up there, so I
hate it.
I feel this little disdain for, my youth, which was not fucking great.
The only thing I enjoy about Melbourne CBD is the food.
Yeah,
the food,
fucking insane.
The food culture there is...
It's ridiculous.
I'd put it against anything in the world.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, it's insane. But besides that, it's just too frantic for me. But I've never been to the outskirts of Victoria.
Yeah, Victoria's beautiful, mate. But I guess that's the thing, like, spending time, like, in Harndorf for as long as I did on a farm.
Spoiled.
I've got to have trees, mate.
Yeah.
I've got to have...
Is it real desolate land in, like, country Victoria?
No, it's beautiful, mate.
It is?
Yeah, stunning.
Green?
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
It's beautiful. But, flying into Melbourne...
I guess it's colder, isn't it, over in Victoria?
Yeah, a little bit different. Like, it's a totally different... It's almost a different climate. Because we're on the edge of a desert here, really. So, we're pretty dry here. But then you've got some fucking beautiful spots in the hills.
See, if the further south you go, the greener it is. That's why it's gone up in price so much. You can't get an acre in McLaren Vale for less than 1.4 million, 1.5 million.
Fuck, it's insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't even... Mate, you're lucky to pick up this place when you did. Because, like, me and the missus, mate, we're earning good money. We're in a position where we could buy a house.
You were saying that you're currently looking for a house.
What are that fucking... How am I going to spend that kind of fucking money,
It has dropped. It's dropped at least 8 to 9%. Because I was looking today and there's a couple acreages, like near Kaipo Forest and that.
There was a couple that bought a 1.3 mil place just around the corner from us that were getting tattooed.
That's the thing. You got to be close to your parlour now because that's your life.
Well, mate, I don't mind. Like, if it's a lifestyle thing, I'll fucking sell it and move on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't like that. You don't have ties to you seem like you don't really have ties to things. Mate, you kind of chase happiness.
Well, when we had... Exactly. Mate, the whole farm situation... I'll fucking tell you this crazy story. So I knew I wasn't in love with the woman that I had the farm with. And all my mates were like, dude, you're fucking with the wrong person, man. Like, this is not you at all. And, like, we're in deep to each other for fucking so much money.
Yeah, millions of assets.
Yeah. And I'm just a fucking... I just wasn't happy, And at that point in my life, I'm like, fuck, I wonder if I'll ever find, like, love. I wonder if I'll ever see that person that I'm just like, fuck, I would do fucking anything for you to be in a relationship together. At my age, I'm like, fuck, I wonder if it'll ever happen. And I started to put fucking things in order so that the farm would take care of itself if I left. And I was kind of planning on it being that way. You know what I mean? I would have walked away for it, mate, for happiness. A little bit shitty, getting hallucinator.
White tip.
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah, mate.
They'll do that too.
Bro, and I didn't understand it at the time. I just thought I was getting sick. But the fucking venom in this spider showed me the fucking truth of my life, mate, like you would not believe.
That's crazy.
Like you wouldn't believe, mate. And it was just this reoccurring fucking nightmare, mate, for 3 days straight. Like, I should have been in hospital, no doubt about it. And when I come out of it, I realised that the woman that I was with didn't give a simple fuck about me at all. Like, to that degree. And I realised that I'd spent fucking 10 years of my life where my son was going through his teenage years, dedicating what I thought was going to be our future to someone and something that wasn't the most important thing in my life. And I came out of it, I'm like, I'm fucking done. And I just fucking shut it all off and walked away for happiness and fucking closed the whole thing down and just moved on. And for the first 3 months, because I had a pretty sort of, there was no intimacy in the relationship, and I'm like, fuck, and I'm in my prime, like, we should be shagging every fucking day. But there was no intimacy whatsoever. And like, how'd you go with no intimacy, mate? Like, it just doesn't feel human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for the first 3 months, I just went fucking mental and just shagged everything I could get my hands on. And then I realised that it was all just fucking shallow bullshit, mate.
It wasn't working out as
Nah.
well as you thought. That's what happens whenever you have like a big breakup, though. You do that, and then you're like, oh,
It's fucking useless.
it's fucking like it's horrible.
Yeah. But it was that fucking the venom in that fucking spider bite that changed my life forever, mate.
You got to get the fucking white tip tattooed on you.
Mate, I've got the scar on my fucking knee.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. But then I did meet me missus, and yeah, man, it just fucking all fell into place.
Shout out to the missus.
She's fucking unreal.
Mm.
She's just the fucking best human, mate. She's so fucking cool. She's one of the boys, and yeah.
Do you have children together?
No.
No.
Sort of turned out that, you know, she's got like endometriosis, which is just fucking debilitating for her.
Yeah.
And she's had a whole bunch of surgeries and all that sort of stuff, and they pretty much said, you know.
And so you just have the one boy.
Yeah.
How old's he now?
He's 26.
No shit.
Yeah. Just started rolling too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So what does he do for work?
He's a high school teacher.
Nice.
Yeah, he teaches maths, science, biology.
And Ezra, that's like a Jewish name.
It is. Yeah, Hebrew.
That's a Jewish name.
Yeah, Hebrew. He was like the sheriff of Bethlehem.
Yeah.
And he was like the best cunt around. Like if there was any trouble in
Is
Bethlehem.
that what you named him after?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
Are you Jewish?
No.
Oh, okay.
I just like the story.
It's funny because I've only ever heard that name once before, and it was like 2 weeks ago because
No way.
I started watching a show on. There's a show on Disney Plus with Steve Carell.
Right.
It's called The Patient.
Okay.
Have you seen it?
Nah.
Fucking.
But I'm a
amazing.
fan of Carell. Yeah.
It's amazing. It's not. It's a full drama.
Oh, is it?
It's only 20-minute episodes, and it's like 13 episodes one season.
No
and
shit.
he plays a therapist, like a
Yeah.
really good therapist.
Right.
And one of his clients comes in, and he's a bit of a weirdo. 5 minutes into the series, the client kidnaps him and puts him in a basement, and it turns out his client's a serial killer.
Yeah,
But he
right.
wants to be fixed.
By a therapist.
And Steve Carell's a hardcore Jew.
Yeah,
And his son's name's Ezra, and they talk about it. But yeah, so the whole show is them in a basement with Steve Carell chained up, trying to not get fucking murdered by the serial killer. It's
Sounds pretty fucking cool.
It's intense. But yeah,
Yeah,
his
right.
son's name's Ezra, and I was like, fucking hell, that's a Hebrew name.
But yeah, it's a crazy thing that, mate, like when he was fucking just a baby in my arms, and fucking I'm sitting there and he's in my arms, and I look beside me and there's a Bible there, and I'm not religious in any way, shape or fucking form, mate. Like, you know, I believe there's something going on, whatever it is. I can't explain it, so I don't adhere to any particular.
Leave it to the professionals.
Yeah, you know, like
Deal with it
just
later. Yeah.
just be a good fucking
Yeah.
human, mate. Like, be a righteous human being, and you know, good things will happen. Anyway, I'm sitting there and this fucking doctor's thing just about to get me lad stabbed with fucking whatever it was, and I pick up this Bible, and I just flick it open, and it just opens to the Book of Ezra.
That's crazy.
And I'm sitting there looking at him. He's like fucking 6 months old. I'm like, look at this fucking shit, man.
There is like little divine moments of
Dude.
things that are very unexplainable.
Yeah,
There is
yeah.
crazy moments.
That's just kooky as fuck.
There's also moments that I think about when I was like 14 to like maybe 22, and I was a bit of a loose unit.
yeah,
That
right.
you look back on and you're like, I fucking could have fucking very well died.
Yeah, no
like,
shit.
You know what I mean? Like just doing stupid shit like speeding or
Yeah.
doing something you shouldn't be doing. And you're like, fucking hell, that's like
Mate.
close calls. Just so many close calls.
Fucking yeah, could have gone either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a flick of like a fucking throw of the coin.
Yeah, me and me mates, when we were fucking like 14, we used to do some fucking. But one of the stupidest fucking things we used to do back then was we'd wait for nightfall to come. We'd all get together, maybe fucking half a dozen of us, and we'd go and fucking sit underneath the train station, wait for the train to pull up, and then go and jump on the back of the fucking thing.
See, like that sounds if I was 15, that would have sounded so fun.
It was,
To me.
mate, and it was fucking insane.
But now, if I even thought about doing
Like,
that,
how fucking stupid can you be?
how dumb.
Like, mate, so fucking stupid. And, you know, we'd start to figure out which different fucking lines we wanted to go on, mate. There's me mate on top.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. But, yeah, you know, getting chased by cops and
It's
shit
just
like
what
that
it is
a
when you're
fucking
younger.
hit.
It's all learning, especially as a young male. It's all like learning.
Yeah.
So do you have like a big 2023 plan? Do you got any?
Oh,
Just grinding.
I want to be fucking healthy this year, man, because,
That's the thing.
bro, I got fucked up by COVID.
just like lazy or?
No.
Oh, you got from the actual
Dude.
getting COVID
Yeah.
itself.
Did you?
I got it. So the first year it came, it took me like a year to get it,
Yeah.
and I didn't even know I had it.
Yeah,
But
right.
then I got it like a month when we were supposed to do the podcast the first time.
Yeah, that's right.
I think I copped it then, but I've never, ever, ever been that sick.
Fuck you. So you got it bad too.
Like, I still feel ill. Not ill, but I think my immune system's down that bad because I've continued working as well.
Yeah.
Like, I've got tonsillitis since I got it. I've been just getting colds. Like, I cannot fucking just be 100%.
Yeah. So like last year, come New Year's, everyone's fucking getting it. Everyone in the studio got it, and everyone's having to fucking isolate and do all that sort of shit. My son gets it, and like he's living with me, and he's like, yeah, I've got it. I'm pretty bad, and I'm not getting touched by it, mate. I haven't been sick for fucking ever.
That's why I'm never sick, and
Same.
it just nailed me.
Mate, and everyone's got it. Mads, my wife, she got it, and it just breeze. Just a fucking breeze. Everyone else in the studio got it, no worries. Me and my son are standing in the backyard. He's like, I'll just keep me distance, I don't want you to fucking catch it. And I'm like, it's not going to touch me, son. I'm a fucking, I'm a god. It's not coming near me. And he goes, yeah, righto. And spits out into the fucking backyard, and a gust of wind fucking catches it and just sprays me straight across my face, mate.
See, divine intervention. That
Dude.
was you just being too cocky, eh?
And he's just sitting there fucking pissing himself, laughing. He's like, well, you fucking got it now, mate.
And you got it from that.
Bad.
Was this recent?
No, this was New Year's last year.
All right, so like a year ago.
Yeah. And it fucked me up.
You still feeling effects from it now?
Well, for the rest of the year, I kept getting crook.
Yeah, that's what's happening with me now. I
And like
just
fucking-
keep copping it.
Mate, we went to, mate, and like I was out for 2 weeks. Fucked. Never been so sick. Like just fucking shivers and just worst headache ever. But the one thing that did fix me, mate, was a hyperbaric chamber.
Where'd you find one of those cunts?
Up in fucking Echunga, mate. This dude does it out of his backyard.
Really?
Yeah.
How-
How your $130? Got to pay him cash because you can't say that he's doing it. And fuck, mate, I was in the gym the next day.
What does it feel like?
It doesn't feel like anything, mate.
Is it literally just a bit like a bed in a little, like, almost like a float tank?
Sort of, but it's just a chair inside. Like imagine like a huge tractor wheel, right? That size, but it's just a fucking steel chamber. And he just closes the door down, like you can see straight out.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Like, yeah. And he just closes the door down, and then he fucking goes, yep, cool, when you're ready, just press the button, and you press the button for the first atmosphere, and then the fucking thing just goes...
Is that what a hyperbaric chamber does? It changes the atmosphere?
Yep. And then it punches fucking oxygen straight into your body.
So you just get more red blood cells and shit?
Well, it's like hydrogen pumped into your system that allows your system to absorb oxygen at a cellular level.
All right.
Like it's said to fucking reverse brain damage and all, mate.
Yeah, apparently hyperbaric chambers can like reduce aging as well.
Yeah. Dude, I walked out of there, I'm like, fucking how much for one of these, mate? He's like, I got this second hand, 70 grand.
70 grand, not bad if you fucking get in that cunt 3 times a week and
If you got that kind of money.
if it makes you live fucking
Yeah.
25 years longer. So we're going to see people starting to live to 150.
Well, mate, I reckon we're going to see people fucking drop off the pedal.
Probably, but I'm talking about it.
I'm thinking 2023 for me.
Like that cunt's house is basically a fucking science lab in Guatemala. Like he's got hyperbaric chambers, like ice. Do you know what I mean?
Say you would, mate.
But that cunt's going to live to 120.
Potentially. I don't know. He's been fucking...
He takes a lot of drugs and fucking drinks a bit. But like, so he might not be the best example. But there's people like... You see these fucking 25-year-olds these days. They're 6'3", fucking 120 kilos, shredded as fuck. It's like, what's going on?
But don't you think that you're also seeing fucking dudes that are 25 years old having fucking heart attacks, mate?
That's another thing. You're either one or the other at the moment.
You know, like one of Ezra's fucking best mates just sent a photo to the Snap. He's in fucking hospital with ECG all over him, mate. He's got fucking...
Jab.
Yeah.
That might be the jab. You don't know.
It is the jab.
Yeah, it's hard to fucking say. I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. But I have noticed a lot more people have a lot more health problems since all this shit kind of happened. And it could be just from fucking stress. But it probably could... It's most likely not.
Yeah. I mean, there's more to it than you and I could ever fucking
knows.
wish to
but
know.
If you want to speculate, that's probably the best option to speculate towards.
I was fucking hardcore. I was just like, you're not fucking coming near me, mate. Like, but that's me with every fucking, medical procedure. Like, mate, my medicine cabinet's me fucking fridge.
Yeah.
And me cupboard. Food, exercise, sun, all the things that they fucking didn't want you to have. All of a sudden, people are getting crook as fuck. Like, I refuse to wear a mask a single fucking day.
Thankfully, I never fucking did. I never had to. We didn't do it at the shop or anything because I'm fucking cooking in front of like 480-degree fryers. I'm not and I got a deviated set. I can't breathe through my nose.
Just make you crook as.
I can't breathe through my nose. Yeah. So I can't wear a mask.
Did you have anybody barking up your tree telling you fucking oi?
You get the odd down here in the south. No one was really playing any shit.
Mate,
like, no one gives a fuck.
Because I refused to fucking do it.
Up your way, it'd probably be a bit harder because it's a bit more uppity.
Like I wouldn't. Fucking 6 hours. Me. Not wearing a mask, and then sends it to SA Health. They send the cops, and I'm like, fuck, I'm not doing it.
How fucking crazy was it that 2 years ago, everyone was snitching on everyone?
It's so un-Australian,
and now they're just nowhere to be seen. Everyone's walking around happy, coughing on each other. Like,
that's what I mean. It doesn't make sense to me.
Where to go?
Mate. Yeah.
It's still just more. I know more people with fucking COVID now than I did 2 years ago.
Yeah. Well, remember, like, fucking when we had to reschedule and you got crook, and just the fucking, I think the week before that, the Harvest Rock Festival was on.
Yeah.
Me and the missus went to the Harvest Rock Festival, right? And, like, we took it pretty easy. Like, I took a couple of flasks of whiskey and, like, enjoying myself, had some mushrooms, fucking dancing around, carrying on. And the rain fucking hit. Right, and everybody's in the mosh pit, living ends going fucking off, and I'm just in there, mate, just launching cunts everywhere. It was fucking unreal, having a ball. And the fucking next day you come back, and the place just smells like piss and shit. Yeah. Because of all the fucking, the water levels just rising with the fucking piss and shit. And I'm saying to the missus, like, fucking, starting to rain and all that sort of shit. We probably shouldn't be fucking amongst all that crap. And next couple of days, the Tuesday, I rolled in the morning, and like I was starting to fucking feel pretty good about rolling. Like I haven't been tapped for a fair while. I was doing pretty good. I've got a mate that's a brown belt, and he's a fucking legend, mate. So he allows me to take advantage of him every now and then, you know what I mean? And he knows I've only got 3 limbs to work with. So I'm feeling pretty fucking good, mate. I haven't been tapped. I'm tapping cunts. And that afternoon, I'm getting this fucking itchy throat.
That's how I fucking knew as well. I was so upset. As soon as it happened, I was like, I got fucking COVID.
Yeah, well, mate, fucking, I thought, it's probably just because I was fucking belting out living end at the top of my lungs, carrying on. It's just, and then Mrs. is like, yeah, I got a sore throat too. And then we ended up, mate, with the worst fucking chest infection I've ever fucking had. Mm. And it fucking nailed the both of us for a full week. Mate, I didn't sleep for 3 days. So that's what I mean. Like, after getting COVID...
Just haven't recovered.
Dude, like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
So I kind of want 2023 to be... Look, I reckon, for one, I've got to slow down on the fucking whiskey. Because I don't mind having a
Do you smack it?
I don't smack it, but I don't mind having a tipple with the lads and all that sort of stuff. But I know... Like, mate, it takes me days to recover from having a...
That's why I've got this weird shit. Because of this podcast, I've drank more alcohol.
Really?
No, I've always been a pretty big drinker, but I binge drink, like, one day. I'm not like I wouldn't drink every night. I'm a big day drinker, like, one day.
Is that why, like, you were in bed 9:30 on fucking New Year's?
No, I just couldn't be fucked.
Oh, no shit.
I just couldn't be fucked. I was dead. I was still drunk from fucking Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
I did a number on myself on Christmas, man.
I saw, man.
No one's ever drunk that much alcohol.
No
I don't
way.
care what anyone says.
Fuck.
I wasn't coherent, but I fucking don't know how I did it. I drank a whole bottle of Blue Label.
Fuck.
I drank at least just under a carton of beer.
No.
And I would have like sculled at least 12 cruises, 10 cruises.
No fucking
I was
way.
fucking livid. I don't remember getting home. It was one of those. I don't remember getting home. I fell asleep in the laundry. And then I woke up the next day and I'd work at 8 a.m.
No way.
So I woke up 7:30 on the dot, just boom. Like, no alarm, just
You went to work after that?
Yeah, I woke up still blackout drunk. Mrs. dropped me off at worked 12 hours, came home. Best sleep of my fucking life.
How the fuck did you manage to get through 12 hours of work?
Muscle memory.
That's the one thing about my job, mate. Can't do it.
No muscle memory in your job.
Well, not just that. Like
it's obviously it's very different.
Man.
It's very different. I can rely on just muscle memory to get me through a day if I'm a bit fucked. But yeah.
Yeah.
But being on the podcast, I've drunk so much fucking beer. I'm trying to find a new drink.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm so sick of beer, so I'm just buying...
They were pretty sweet, man.
These are alright.
Not too bad.
These are good. The whiskey you brought me, thank you, by the way.
Mate,
delicious.
That's probably the best whiskey you'll ever
Delicious. Is it Hibiki?
Hibiki, yeah.
Yes.
The Japanese have
Suntory
just got
fucking whiskey's delicious.
The Japanese have just got it down, mate.
They got it down. There's this one. Where is it?
Mate, that's why I go to the whiskey, mate. Like, usually, you know, like, say, if we're sitting around, it'd just be a couple of whiskeys. It doesn't make me feel as though I'm fucking
Nah, you
drunk.
just get a real nice buzz.
Yeah, it's just high instead of drunk.
Dana White's that's Dana White's.
The Hellhead.
That is so good.
Is it?
So good.
What's that, about $60 a bottle, huh?
Nah, to get it in Australia, I think it's like 120.
That's not too bad.
It's not bad. I think 120 to 150, but that is so nice.
Is that right?
It's so nice.
Okay.
It's banana rum, but you can fucking...
Oh, it's rum.
It's banana rum.
Right.
But you can really, really smell and taste the banana.
Okay.
It's fucking good. It's worth trying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I usually go straight for the Japanese stuff, mate.
Yeah, see, Japanese whiskey's so nice because you can
It's
drink
soft.
it with...
Perfect.
It's
Yeah,
perfect.
as well, mate. I don't know
So
how
easy.
you got through a bottle of blue. How the fuck did you do that?
My brother-in-law bought like 10 bottles for Christmas
yeah,
and
right.
had them all around. And I just kept going and going. And then I seen my mum drinking.
Were
And
you drinking it neat as well? Or?
I was drinking it with ice. But by the end of it, I was just sculling it. My mum, I've never seen her fucking blackout drunk. And for some reason, my mum just got fucking blackout drunk. And then as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, it's game over.
Fuck.
I got to drink with mum. So
Yeah,
I
right.
fucking just started sculling whiskey and sculling. And she smashed a whole glass of straight fucking Johnny Blue.
No way.
It had ice in it, so it
Oh,
would have been half a full glass. It would have been a normal standard house glass. She smashed a fucking half a glass of it just straight, and I was like, oh, it's game on.
Fuck, I would have been on my ass within 5 minutes.
Oh, it's all fucking Greek functions, man.
Yeah, no shit.
Greek functions. It's
Just
fucking,
mental.
It's a fucking thing. It's a thing. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I won't keep you here too long because you're gonna probably go. You got an hour fucking drive ahead of you.
Yeah, no, it's all good, man. I appreciate
But
the yarn.
I really appreciate you coming on, and we got to do it again. We'll
Yeah,
do it
that'd
again.
be cool as, man.
We'll
Easy.
do it on again. Thank you.
If you're ever in Semaphore, mate, drop in.
It's Cool Hand Tattoos in Semaphore.
Yes, sir.
Is it a Military Road?
Yeah, on Military Road.
It is on Military
Yeah.
Road.
Yeah.
And people can follow you on Instagram at Cool Hands Tattoos,
Yep. And my missus is mads.tattoos.
mads.tattoos.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to pop in, actually don't pop in because it's a fucking private studio.
Nah, please pop in, but you just won't get a tattoo.
Yeah.
Like, at that point.
How do people, do you take like email or DMs?
Yeah, people just usually hit me up with the DMs, and I just give them the email, and then the missus does all the bookings, man, because it's just
Gangster.
fucking hectic, mate.
You need a PA when she gets big too.
Well, we kind of sort of wanted to do that with the apprentices, but then I got to fucking double handle them, you know.
You're better off just hiring a fucking PA.
That'd be pretty cool, but we've got so much work, it doesn't matter, you know. But yeah, the missus has sort of got, mate, we get 80 emails a day.
Too much.
It's fucking
That's
mental.
good.
Yeah.
It's better than none.
But before we do, what's your plans for 2023?
2023, 10,000 subscribers on YouTube,
Nice.
100,000 on TikTok, and buy a farm.
Fuck off. Yeah?
Yeah.
What are we talking? What sort of farm?
Just 15, 20 acres within 45 minutes.
For produce or just for
No.
yourself?
Just hobby.
Yeah, nice.
Minimum 5. My optimal's like 10 acres.
Where are you looking?
For if I can get something around like Kaipo foresty kind of area,
Beautiful, mate.
or even a bit further like meadows,
Yeah, it's
somewhere
nice.
like that.
It's pretty nice through there. Still fucking expensive too at the moment.
Even if you go inland and Mount Compass and go like Nankita, it's nice up there too.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And what, sell the business, you reckon?
No.
Just keep it
Still
running.
work.
Fuck.
It's only
yeah,
40-minute drive.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's only 40-minute drive. I used to work in the city, same distance.
Yeah.
Hour drive.
There's a good spot just outside Aldgate called Scott Creek.
See, I would seriously consider moving up that way if I was going into the hills.
Yeah.
We're back.
All right, awesome.
Boom, boom, boom.
Cool.
So what were you saying?
Well, if you do have a purchase of a property and then interest rates go to whatever the fuck they're going to be, may it be 8 or more, mate, you are fucking losing money hand over fist.
My other alternative was I could buy something 2-3 hours away for 300,000, 50 acres
Yeah.
as a weekender to shoot on.
Oh, that's right. You're a shooter.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so if I could, I would love to find something 2-3 hours away, maybe like 20 to 50 acres, even more.
Yeah.
Put a little van just to shoot.
How long you been shooting?
5 years.
Yeah.
And I fell in love with it, but it's hard to get out because I don't know anyone with property.
Yeah, that is the hard thing.
We've shot out. We've shot out.
Or anything like that?
Nah, we've shot out all of the properties we go to because we usually go for hares or rabbits because we like to eat them.
Yeah,
but
so just using shotties.
No, 22s.
Okay,
I got a 223 as well.
nice.
But I got rid of my shotty because I never used it. But I'm going to buy another one now because I just want one.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually I never go to ranges, but because I like going to farms. I love going. There's not a better feeling than going out for a whole day, even if you don't shoot, even if you shoot the gun twice.
That's the thing, mate. With that sort of shooting, you need a lot of fucking land, mate. Even on the 70 acres I had, I could hear if the neighbours fucking shot anything.
It's sketchy, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got me H1.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So I just want to go and do a bit of tactical stuff. My shoulder fucking shits itself. I've got to have something to keep myself entertained.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Oh, that's another thing for 2023. I'm gonna get my pistol license.
That's what I'm saying. H1.
Yeah, I'm gonna get my pistol license because I want to start shooting at a club down in my Ponga.
If I was you, I'd apply now because it took me 6 fucking months to get approval.
Really?
And then it takes.
Why?
It's just, mate, we're dealing with applications from.
Oh, is it backed up?
Fucking July,
it was
mate.
such a fucking headache to even get a gun back. But
Dude.
now it's easy as like the gunnery
Yeah.
down on Beach Road. You can same day processing. You buy a gun, take it home that day. But it used to be like fucking 2-3 weeks, 4 weeks. It's crazy.
So it takes 6 months before they get to your application. Then they'll go through your application. Then you have to do the fucking weekend training. Then you have to do fucking a shoot every other month for 6 months before you can purchase it.
And then you got to do 6 shoots a year at like a dedicated club, wherever club you're at.
Yeah. So it'll take a year before you can get a pistol.
And you've got it.
I just got approved.
Nice.
So now I just got to do the training.
What are you going to get?
Just a Glock.
9mm?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's everyone's. That's the only reason I want a fucking gun like a handgun license.
They're the Kalashnikov of handguns, mate.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I went pistol shooting with my missus like a year or two ago, and I was like, "Fuck, it's so fun."
Yeah, no
it's
shit.
so fun.
Yeah,
it's crap, but like a 9mm and that's good. But then when we were shooting like the revolver and shit, I was like, "Fuck, I can't." Like the magnums and shit, my wrists were just not coping. I was like, "Fuck."
Mate, that's the same. Like, I'll take me 308 down the fucking.
I can't. I would fucking. My cousin shot a 308 once, and my earmuff was like that.
Oh,
and I was so close. It wasn't my cousin. I can't remember where we were.
Bro, it would have gone through your fucking soul.
Mate, I was so close, and it was just like that. And I remember he shot it, and I didn't hear it. I just heard.
Felt it.
And I was like, there's no way. And then I fucking was like, I'm fucking deaf forever. It took fucking 5 minutes for my hearing to come back.
Yeah,
it's
that's what
crazy.
I mean. Like, I'll go down there with a couple of boxes, and after a while, mate, you're just like, fuck, this is hard work.
Yeah, I reckon. But last time I went shooting, me and my cousin bought a skeet shooter.
Oh, no way.
And we went down to, he knows a bloke in Athelston that owns like a couple 100 acres. So we went down to Athelston and shot. And we were skeet shooting, and fuck my shoulder. I would have let off fucking 200 fucking shells.
Dead set.
My shoulder was on fire. But you know how fun it is when you like get a shotgun and you're just shooting it. You just fucking go mental.
Mate, I reckon there's a fair chance that I got beside us from the 308.
Yeah, 100%. It's fucking horrible for you.
Yeah,
It's so bad.
Yeah, and I only wanted it to drop deer and stuff.
See, that's the only thing. That's the one game that I really want to shoot.
Yeah,
a deer.
But you know, like 223 is maybe a bit fucking tiny on the side of, you know, dropping a decent size. I think even in Victoria, mate, you have to shoot with a 308.
Really? Yeah. I've always really wanted a bag of deer because I just enjoy the meat. I love venison.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, mate. If I can drop 2 deer for the year in me fucking deep freezer. Then
even pig hunting. I've never been pig hunting either.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah. But just to try and get towards that sustainable fucking independent.
You only need 2 deer a year probably to feed you, and then you probably top it up with like other meats every now and then when you got sick of it.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you had like fucking 4 or 5 chickens at home,
yeah.
Like I remember we got 10 chickens here. I built a
chicken
coop.
Yeah.
I was fucking baffled with how many eggs it was.
I know.
Some of those cunts lay fucking 3-4 a day.
Mate, I had 38 fucking chooks on the farm.
That's fucking 1,000 eggs a week.
It was unreal.
It's crazy. It's over 1,000 eggs a week.
Yeah, it was crazy. Yeah, but fucking, if, you know, like you say, get 20 acres, mate, you could fucking rotate steer
I was looking at how the thing of housing horses, because you can house people's horses, build the stables, and just leave them there for like $50 a week, $40 a week, whatever it is.
Adjusted.
And then they look after them. They do everything.
But you got to have your fences like fuck.
That's the thing. It's a lot of infrastructure.
Yeah, it's huge.
But
that's pretty much what my farm was an adjustment property.
If I lived on a farm, I'd maybe have... The issue is my missus would see any animal I get as a pet, and I told her, like, no, those cunts go for fucking $5 to $8,000 when they're fucking fully grown. That cunt's going to the abattoir.
Yeah, that's right. You got to think about it from... It's a matter of, like, kilo weight. What's it worth? Kilo weight.
Yeah.
So what's it doing on your property?
It's hard though, because my missus would just see it as like she'd give it a fucking name.
Fucking oath.
That's the thing, and then you got a pet goat in your fucking house.
Mate, I had 50 head of cattle steer at the time, and like you have a cattle agent bring you know, like, yeah, cool, I want 50 of blah blah blah, and the cattle agent will bring them to you
Of X breed.
Yeah, whatever. So he brings these fucking Murray Greys mixed in with these Hereford.
Hereford's nice.
Yeah, mate. They're good. Nice and quiet. They're sturdy. The Angus
and the
is
meat's
the go.
good.
Fucking unreal.
But
mate.
Angus meat's fucking probably the most ideal.
Well, Angus as a breed is probably the most ideal because they're so tough. Like, they're good at adapting to their environment.
And they produce probably the better meat.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, I got this fucking Murray Grey, and I got 50 head of cattle, and this one particular fucking prick couldn't care less about electric fences, mate, and would just go straight through them. Anyway, he's gone through the fences into the neighbour's property, through their fences, into their cattle, and started stirring them up.
Fuck.
And I'm like, fuck, I got to get this prick out of their fucking herd, back into his cattle yard, get me float, come round, grab it, and bring it back and fix the fences. Got it into the cattle yard, race home, grab me fucking float. By the time I get back, this cow had fucking destroyed this bloke's cattle yard, mate. Fucking ruined it.
Yeah, right.
And he's fucking furious, mate. He's fuming. Fuck it. I'm going to put a bullet in this bastard's fucking head, mate. Shot it fucking dead. Got a mobile butcher to come out, and it was the best fucking tasting meat ever, mate.
I've got a mate. His dad has a... Oh, well, actually, I won't say his name because it's probably highly illegal. I got a mate who he doesn't even live in Adelaide. He lives in another state, and he's got a couple 100 acres. Yeah, and nice. he's an older bloke. He's a fucking very different bloke. Like, he doesn't leave his property. He loves his property. Fuck, he's one of those. Like, he lives on a hill. He has all.
That's insane.
He's very introverted, fucking amazing bloke. But he's very introverted and very quirky.
Yeah.
And my mate's gone up to visit him, his dad, and he's gone and he's got all this meat in the freezer. And he's like, where'd you get, like, there's fucking hundreds of kilos of meat.
Yeah, right.
And he's like, where'd you get this? He's like, he's pretty, like, he's older, he's fit, but he's skinny. He's not frail, but he's not, like, the strongest bloke. Yeah, he's a bit wiry. He's like, what did you do? And he's like, neighbour's fucking cow was on my lawn. So I shot the cunt. And he's like, how did you gut it? And he's like, I winched it up.
Yeah.
Got the Hilux. So half of it's got skin on it and shit.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like, Dad, the neighbour's only got, what are those pretty cows that are for show?
Oh, the fucking
Highlands.
Yeah, the Highlands.
They only got those. You can't eat Highland cows.
No
They're not
way.
bred for fucking eating. They're horrible.
No
and he's
way.
like, what do you mean? He's like, you can't eat any of this meat, and that cow probably cost $15,000.
Yeah, no shit. Fuck. I didn't see it.
But those fucking cunts shouldn't have been on my... They're all like that up there. When I went to visit them, they're proper fucking hillbillies. Like, don't step a foot on anyone's land
Mate,
over
check
there.
this out. You fucking talk about fucking hillbillies. Where my property was, I have the, tanks for all the animals in the paddock. And there was a busted pipe, so I had to go right up the top of this fucking hill and fix this pipe for this tank. And I'm standing there and I hear this fucking crack. And I fucking turn around and I look down the neighbour's property, which was a fair distance away, and I could just see people off in the distance chasing something, fucking shooting at it. And I'm like, what the fuck? That's a fucking piss poor shot. You're not hitting it, whatever it is. Anyway, I'm like, fucking idiots. And they were fucking idiots. I finish doing what I'm doing. I go back up to the house and I say to the missus, I'm just going down the main street of Harndorf, grab some groceries because I'm cooking. I'm always cooking. I come back with the groceries and there's the neighbours in the driveway, right? And their 21-year-old son is standing there with a fucking high-powered rifle in his hand. And the mum, who is just a complete fucking feral pig, just a fucking mate, like, you know, like a dangerous woman. You know what I mean?
A maniac.
Yeah, a maniac. And her husband was like a big fucking blood nut fella, but he was a bit of a pushover. You know,
Which is even worse because his missus would feed him shit.
Yeah, mate. And then there's their son standing there next to the car with a fucking high-powered rifle in his hand. And I see me missus at the time having an argument with this fucking hose beast, right? And my missus at the time looked like Barbie, right? And she's fucking shitting herself that this fucking... Mate, she would have weighed 130, 140.
Just a big woman.
Yeah, mate. Yeah. And no fucking
big
about.
country fucking woman.
And I can see her just fucking throwing hands, mate. And I pull up in the car and I walk over and she's fucking screaming. And I walk over to the missus and I go hand her the bags. Like, don't worry, I'll take care of it. It's all good. And she's like, she tried to fucking crack me. And I'm like, just go inside. I'll deal with it. And because of where I grew up, I was used to dealing with fucking idiots like this, mate. So I turn around and there she is and she's going, I'm going to put a bullet in your fucking dog's head. Bring that cunt out fucking now. He's been on my fucking property. And that's what they were doing. They were chasing my missus's fucking staffy all around their property, fucking trying to pump bullets into him.
Oh my God, just because he took a shit on the lawn.
Yeah, but like he was in their property.
Yeah, but
right? But they just went...
People get very funny about it.
Bro. And she's fucking wailing, mate. And I'm looking at the fucking kid standing there with a fucking gun in his hand. And I'm like, mate, you've just made the biggest mistake of your fucking life coming on my property with that fucking gun. And I look at the old man. I'm like, you going to fucking sort this shit out, pal? Like, this is your fucking missus, your kid with a gun on my fucking property. And she's fucking doubled in size, looked at the fucking husband, and I went, you're first, cunt. I'm on you fucking first. And he just went, let's go. Like, what? And this kid, mate, if I'd have fucking gone to the authorities, that kid's life's fucking over. You know, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, but fucking hell, he's 21, his mum's like, shoot the fucking dog. He's like, all right, mum, fuck.
Fucking ridiculous,
That's
mate.
crazy. I don't know how I'd feel if I lived on, like, say, 20 acres and I found someone on the property. I don't know how I feel. It's the same thing as if someone was just hanging out in my front yard, I guess.
Mate, we had such a big place, right? One day I fucking wake up and there's a van parked next to one of my arenas.
Just thinking it was like a park.
Yeah.
What are you going to fucking do?
But I walked down there, mate, and they were just German backpackers, mate.
They didn't know fucking, yeah.
I'm like, oh, do you want to come in for breakfast? It's all good, you know, no worries. But they had no fucking clue at all, mate.
Yeah, but if they did that fucking 100 fucking metres down the road, they would have copped 3 bullets in their fucking kneecaps.
Potentially.
Yeah.
But there was another fucking couple that moved into the street, right? And, you know, massive fucking properties everywhere. And they bring fucking 2 German Shepherds with them. And they don't house the German Shepherds properly. And these fucking shepherds just go out every night and just start fucking killing shit, mate. Like everything. Roo, this fucking goes in after it, and this fucking Roo just grabs it and holds it down and drowns it to fucking death, mate. And I'm just standing there going, yep. Fuck you, mate. Like, this thing's fucking killing everything.
Yeah.
And there it is, mate, just fucking floating around.
Yeah, there's different circumstances for different things. That's like fucking this bloke. I don't know them, but I heard the story the other day. So a friend's friend, he has a pit bull.
Fuck.
He's a good boy, apparently.
Yeah.
But the people let the dad take it out on a walk. Ooh. And he let it off lead. And he's not an off lead dog.
Fuck.
Apparently, he made his way through a fence, and 2 of these poor cunts, macaws, were out of their cage, just hanging out.
No way.
Cunt got both 70 years old.
Yeah, no shit.
Macaws lived to 140.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Fuck, we were down the beach. I've got a Cantaria, a little 10 kilo dog. Prior to that, I've always had big dogs. Like an Akita was before that, you know, fucking huge animal. And I'm fucking, like, I want a little dog that I can fucking...
Easy.
Yeah. And he's not. He's a little cunt. He's a fucking prick. Anyway, I take him down the beach. He fucking loves it, right? I'll let him go. No harm to anyone. He fucking hates people. He hates other dogs. He doesn't give a fuck. And he's just chasing the waves, mate, just running back and forward. And I turn around, there's a chick fucking 60 metres behind me walking a greyhound on one of those extendable leads.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, whatever. I take my clothes off, start to go fucking in the water, and next thing I know, she's fucking right behind me, right, with this fucking greyhound on an extendable lead. This greyhound just sees my dog as the fucking thing it's been trained to kill. and it just fucking launches on my dog, mate, and he's in the air just getting fucking ripped apart, and she's fucking screaming.
That's fucking horrible,
mate. It's the
such
worst
a bad
fucking
scenario.
Yeah,
it's so, and it's you know that like fuck, I don't want to kick this cunt's dog, but if I have to,
mate,
I'm gonna kick the fuck out of it.
I kicked the fuck out of it, mate. Like, you should have heard the fucking thing, mate.
Yeah.
I just wailed on it.
It's the only thing you can do, and do today.
Yeah.
But it's not walking out alive or this fucking dog. You're always going to pick your dog.
It was crazy to see, like, my dog flying through the fucking air, and you're thinking he's going to just be torn in half.
Especially when it's a smaller dog. Like, if I fucking would hate to think of what Bruno would do to a dog if a dog tried to fight him. That's why I don't take him to beach and stuff anymore, because I've been to the beach with him before and he's been attacked when he was a puppy.
Yeah, right.
He's still alright with dogs, but if a dog tries to start on him now, he'll kill him, and I won't be able to do anything. I'll have to watch it until he's done. I'm not going to fucking get my arm bit for someone else's fucking dog.
Well, mate, I got fucking lucky that I got such good purchase on this dog's rib cage with 2 fucking huge boots. Choke
it out.
What else? What do you got, mate? You know, you got to break its fucking legs.
They're fucking big dogs too. They're athletic too. They're
I had
strong.
no idea how vicious they could be.
Strong, and they got real long snouts, so their teeth would be fucking huge.
Yeah. So I grabbed me fucking dog out of its mouth, and he's just got a couple of puncture wounds, mate. That's it.
Lucky.
I was fucking hell.
Lucky. Well, 2023,
On that,
you'll be on. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers, mate.
Unreal.